clip down? The last clip I posted in there, you gotta play it. It's like a half a second. I think you'll appreciate that clip if you get a chance. It's yeah, and then he woke up. Nice when you do get a nice nap in. Yeah. The video, like the whole video is good, but no, I have if there's a clip there. Yeah, it's like a couple seconds. I feel like you can appreciate that clip as much as I did. It's your home state. Son of a bitch. All this build up for nothing. Wow. It is glorious, man. You're missing out. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. Jeez. It won't play? Oh, wow. Oh, is that what's going on? That'd be weird. Oh, did it not play the clip? Because it's only supposed to be like a 2-second clip, like 3 or 4 seconds. Yeah, and then it's not working right. I don't know what's going on, but he says Tux in Arizona. I mean, that's fucking. It was worth like the 5-second clip, but yeah, it's not like if you watch the whole video. I mean, to be fair, Donut's videos are good. Like, you know, some fucking retard decided to like go after the cops with a fucking sword. Okay. There we go. Yes, that was what I wanted to put in there. I was like, it's not just me. Oh man, I actually stopped watching a bad movie. They pulled the American Society of Magical Negroes from the theaters. I watched 20 minutes, but I was just like, this is just genuinely fucking offensive. Like, it was just genuinely racist. Like, legit. It was like, holy shit, bruh. Y'all ain't even trying. Literally every opportunity they had, they used every opportunity they had to just make a racist comment about white people. The entire film was nothing but like racism. It was so offensive. And I'm not like a fading flower, you know. Like I don't really give a shit. Like this is what you guys want to do, fucking do. I'm not gonna fucking cry about it. But like, it was just so bad because there was no attempt to make like a good film. It was like the entire point of everything they did was just to be shitty and racist, which was just so weird. Oh yeah, no, I'm sure anybody that sat through that film, the literal premise of the film is white people are just these fucking crazy, uncontrollable animals that black people have to very carefully manage because the minute we're uncomfortable, we start killing black people. That was literally the premise of the film, and you're just like, dude, are you fucking serious? Like, you're not even trying to not be, like, ridiculously racist. Like, how do you not get that that's not... Wow. Just wow, bro. Wow. The majority of the time, yeah, when you're talking about, like, crime, where like, black people are actually getting killed, like, it's definitely, yeah, it's most of the time it's black people. That's true. It was just one of those surreal moments where you're watching it and you're going, like, dude, what the fuck? Like, just wow, man. I was hoping it was going to be so bad it would be good funny. Yeah, I was hoping it would be like they measure how uncomfortable white people are with a white tear meter. Just like, dude, it was so cringe. It was like oh, if a race realist had gotten the chance to make like a full on like fully produced film. But you know, like this was against white people. It was like a black race realist, essentially. But it was just one of those like surreal things where you're like, dude, what the fuck? Who greenlit this? The part that gets me is they say the American Society of Magical Negroes multiple times in the film. Nobody at any point during the making of this film went, you guys, I don't think this is a good idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, it was so fucking stupid. He was into it. Like, he was treating it like it was the fucking the best thing ever. Yeah, he was super into the film. Like, he was happy to be. He was into that character. Like, he was super into the thing. At least it seemed like. But you know, at the end of the day, like, I don't, you know, I don't. I think he's the famous guy. They found the most effeminate, like, black dude I've ever seen in my life. Like, he was just like a like. If you looked up vagina in the fucking dictionary, his fucking picture might be next to it. It was just ridiculous, and he was like super and the whole thing was like the basis of it was essentially like that. I mean, this was the message they were trying to get because it was, you know, kind of obvious. So, but the message they were trying to get was that you know, black people have to pretend to be really sociable and they don't want to you know, they can't offend white people and blah 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 blah, which is total nonsense. This is just a completely false premise, and I think everybody in the on the planet knows that, like, that it was just like silly, like dumb, and that's part of what made it so hard for them to sell it, I guess. But yeah, it was definitely a fucking experience. I don't regret the 15 minutes I watched though. Oh yeah. Yeah, she would probably fucking love that. She would probably love that shit. Like that would have been her jam because she was super super fucking racist. Um, yeah, there's he was putting in a performance. So the way he was playing it was actually kind of like overplaying it, like it was a fucking joke. I think he was doing a fairly good job of making it not quite as offensive. Yeah, like making it less serious. Um, and he kind of had that sort of like he had that sort of goofy magic guy in a film thing, and he was doing that really well, and he really was putting in a performance, and the main character guy was putting in a pretty good performance. I only watched 20 minutes, so I don't know if any of the other main characters put in a good performance. But like they were doing a pretty good job of playing the roles. It was just like it was the script that was the problem. Like yeah, the language was just unfucking defensible. Like it was like I'm sorry, man. But it is what it is. People are gonna fucking uh, uh, some people are gonna be offended. Some people are gonna enjoy it. Oh, it cost $3 million. That's a really low budget. Oh, okay, yeah. That's right, because it got pulled out of theaters. Yeah, it got pulled out of theaters. You're right. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I don't know. It was the whole situation was too surreal for me. Yeah, they lost a ton of money because it literally got yanked from theaters. Like it was not only did they lose money, but anyway, like not only did they lose money, but like I guess people were just like super super offended. Like just audiences were not real fucking into that. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. There were plenty of racist films about black people, so I don't really like feel like there's some sort of problem with it or anything like that. Like if somebody wants to make a super racist movie, like fucking go for it, bro. Like welcome to the fucking party. I guess everybody's done it, so whatever's clever. Oh, who's that? Is that Samaj joining us? Oh no, that's Deitois dropping out. Oh, unfortunate. No. Hello. I can hear you. I can hear you. You were kind of roboting a little bit there. Oh yeah, that happens. Does happen to me sometimes like that, to be fair. Like I get where like I'll drop off, but I think it's the other person at first, and then yeah. Yeah, they lost a bunch of fucking money on that. And I imagine like 90% of that is, oh, you're kind of robot-y a little bit. But I imagine a high percentage of the people that did watch were just like, I gotta see this shit show before it gets pulled. Like, I doubt anyone was like, oh, I gotta see this amazing work of art. They were all just like, this is gonna be a fucking disaster and I can't wait to see it. You know, like, I'm no doubt. Hello? Oh no. Oh man. Well, ladies and gentlemen. Ah, there you go. Now you're sounding pretty good. Sometimes that connection just does not want to connect. Oh, the production cost for the film? I think it was something like around 20 million. It wasn't a very like production was good, but it certainly wasn't a high budget film. Like it was not like there wasn't a lot of big stunts or anything they needed super. Because everything they did that was like big was really easily like something that was done with like editing tricks or with like green screen shit. So it's like that's all come down really really low comparatively. Let's see. American Society of Magical. I feel uncomfortable fucking saying that and typing it in. It's been pulled from lease after only 3 weeks with $2.4 million in domestic sales. Let's see. Yeah, they're not. So the video the video I watched about it, what was like 19.8 million or something like that was what they were saying to make. But again, that's one of those things where like we're relying on my memory, and I'm super sleep deprived. Let's go with another search engine. Let's go with a Russian search engine and see what they have. It cost to make American Society. Spell it correctly. There we go. Oh, they're trying to make. Oh, I didn't get that. That's so funny. They made the most racist variation on the Green Mile, but apparently they're saying like it was supposed to be a parody of the magical Negro trope for movies. But like the Green Mile wasn't about him being black in that. That wasn't what made him magical. It was just like it was an unfortunate situation because here was This character was blessed with powers by God, which is kind of different than magic, in my opinion. I feel like religion is a different sort. I mean, it is the same thing, but like I feel like most people would consider that to be slightly different. Not like being a wizard or a fucking Harry Potter or something like that. But it was like people just are so racist that they refuse to see like this amazing thing. And so they're going to kill him because they don't understand it, essentially. Yeah. Oh, I did watch that whole video on the murder. That guy was very, very, yeah. I did watch that murder thing. That was a very interesting style that the guy had. And I have to give him credit for being so fair and balanced in his what he was saying. Because, like, to me, it was like, yeah, it was a couple of junkies that were like, let's go kill your husband. And packed up a couple of fucking guns, then got there and were like, oh, he's in bed, let's grab some tools and just beat him to fucking death. Like, I don't buy this whole like, oh, we were just there to steal a motorcycle or steal some motorcycle parts. Nah, dude. Nah. Not even close. And then this bitch has this religious conversion and she's like, I've turned over a new leaf. Well, where was the fucking mercy for your victim? Like, especially the girl who didn't even do anything. She was just in the bed. Like, I get that she was with his husband, but this bitch was a whore. Like, not like a whore as in, like, I'm being mean and rude. I mean, like, she literally fucking sold sex on the side. And her husband was like, okay, cool, if that's what you want to do, I'll still marry you. And then she turns around, he's got a different girl in his bed, and so she fucking murders this girl? Like, fucking, yeah, no, that was just fucking nonsense. Oh, yeah, it is not saying, it was Universal Studios, I think, is the one ultimately behind it. There was a few people saying Disney, but that was not a correct, not correct. It was actually Universal. Universal owns the studio that produced it, and it's not produced by Universal, but it is produced by Universal, so yeah. Yeah, I can't find anything on how much the movie cost to make, but I'm pretty sure it was just under $20 million. So they lost $18 million on that film, and they're probably not going to make all the production money back. Plus, they're not going to look great. I wouldn't be surprised if that production studio quietly goes away and Universal just tries to pretend it never existed. Whoever greenlit that film, based on nothing but the fucking title, whoever greenlit that film should be fired. Like you should just see the title to that film and be like, no, I don't think I'm going to cost my company millions of dollars today. I'm going to say no to that. Right? Like, because you should just know the second you see that, like, oh no, this is definitely not going to work out. Alright, cool. Sound is coming through. I forgot to check. Yeah, I looked through 3 or 4 pages of results on Yandex and on Google, and usually one of those two is going to give you the right answer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And like I said, it's definitely around 20 million. So, which seems about right for what I was watching. On the contrary, I watched the second installment of Dune, and that was amazing. That was really, really fucking good. The new Dune. They just tell the story as is. So there's no interjection so far of any sort of like woke nonsense or any like politics of any kind other than are, in Dune the book. You know what I mean? Like, because there's obviously politics involved, and the story is about an invading force and like the natives not being treated well and all that kind of stuff. So it is like a pretty classic sort of story tale, like genre of film, but it's done in a very tasteful and realistic way, and it's not woke, which is really nice. Because if it was woke, there's no fucking way they would have let the main character, the main guy, be a white dude. They would have been like, no, 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 no. He's got to be a black. We can't have a white guy be the savior of a bunch of fucking Arab-looking guys and black people. That's not going to work. Like there's no way they'd allow that in a woke atmosphere. So I was kind of surprised to not find that stuff there and to just see that they were just like, no, we're just going to tell the story that Frank Herbert put in Dune. Oh, okay, cool. So I highly recommend those two films, the first and the second installment, and cannot wait for the fucking third. I think they're covering more than the original movie did. Like they're getting more stuff in there. Yeah. Yeah, they're covering more of the story than the original film for sure. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean it's not that weird. Like this kind of shit, like this shit gets memory hold off the internet all the time. That's way more important than the fucking budget of a film. So, like, why would it be that weird that Universal can afford to have their fucking faux pas like memory hold? It's obnoxious. Oh, I think they didn't want to do that because they didn't want anybody to know. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's the old style of thinking. It's the old style of thinking. They're not realizing that like it already came out on the internet. People already know. People have already like shared the information. It was about 20 million. We all know. Like you can't hide it anymore. It's too late. Oh, I'm curious to see what that brings up myself. If you type in magical Negro budget, that's. I wonder if one of the Reddit commenters see. Oh yeah, so Reddit is also like 7 days ago. I'm looking at like a Reddit post on this, and even 7 days ago, like the people on Reddit were like, "Yeah, we can't find the fucking budget. Where the fuck is the budget?" Yeah. And oh, you know what it is? They're trying to pretend that the noble savage trope is not what they're really talking about. They're calling it the magical Negro trope. That's what they're trying to. I get it. Okay, they're trying to claim that that's a different thing instead of it's like the same thing. Yeah. And it's always been a thing. People have always had like this fucking fascination with that kind of stuff. Like, look at my aunt. My aunt thinks she's a fucking shaman. You know. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's the weird thing was like this concept that white people are the part one of the parts of the film that was kind of I think part of what made it so offensive was the white people are just think that black people are just so cool. Here we go. On the Bro Bible, uh, the film directed by Kobe Levy made just 2.4 million and had a reported budget of $15 million. Yeah, so that's where I managed to find it. So it only has a 28% critic score on the Rotten Tomato. Wow. Rotten Tomatoes is super liberal and they gave it a 28. That's pretty fucking low. You know they did not. I wonder how much they lost, right? Because you know there's the production budget, like making the actual film money, but then there's also a bunch of money involved in like getting the word out. But then I didn't hear a goddamn thing about this movie, so I don't think they put that much marketing in it. But probably another 10 million in marketing, even though we didn't hear about it. 5 to 10. I would say 5 to 10. Usually it's almost as much as the producing of the film, but because it was so quiet, I'd say 5 to 10 is probably reasonable. Well, yeah, but even the target audience is probably like, you guys are rude as fuck. We're not interested in being involved with your fucking film. Oh, it's been out for a while. I didn't know that. That's new to me. Not, and you know what I mean, like that it was made a while ago. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, just because like there was a really negative sentiment towards everything that wasn't like black or something like that for a while. Yeah, there was kind of like that little. Oh, white people are evil, white guilt. Yeah, you know what? I don't think so. I don't think it would have made that much money. I think that this was like watch 20 minutes of it. I don't think it would have made any money. No, no, I'm just saying. After seeing 20 minutes of it, I don't think that's. I still don't think that would have happened. It's just that bad. Like I think you would have had like, oh, maybe I don't know. I think the name alone is just so bad that that was the other thing. Why name it something so incredibly offensive? Like why not pick a name that's not immediately racist sounding? Oh yeah, OJ's dead. Oh yeah. I genuinely I do not think there is any period of time where you could have released this film and it would have made lots of money. I just don't think there is. It's just if you would feel like would you feel comfortable talking about this in like a fucking grocery store with your fucking like friend or something? Like, oh yeah, I want to see the American Society of the Magical Negro. Like, no, you fucking wouldn't, right? Like, most people are gonna feel uncomfortable just saying the name of the film. That's always what's gonna kill it. Mm, I don't think you can market regardless of the period of time or how much people like or don't like anything. I don't think you can market something people are uncomfortable saying the name of well enough to get it to make any money. I just don't think that works. Cause like part of the reason we didn't hear anything about it isn't because it wasn't known about by all these outlets. Everybody fucking knew about it. The reason we didn't hear about it, honestly, I genuinely think is because nobody wanted to be that guy on television saying the name of this film or that girl. Maybe they could have had like a black actor do it, but even then, I think they would have been like, "Oh, I'm not gonna say that shit." You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's mostly what killed it because I think they could have sold a racist ass film like this and made plenty of money. There's a lot of fucking white guilt out there. Change the name and they probably would have made a money back on the opening weekend. Black whites. Yeah, magical black guys. Yeah. The magical black people. I think there's any number of titles you could use that were not. Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like anything other than that would have worked. Yeah. Yeah, if it was like the hard R, yeah. That would be about as far as you could go to make it worse. I don't think that's an easy task that you would be setting yourself trying to make it worse in the first place. Oh, okay. Maybe. I don't know.
Big, maybe a big opening weekend. Maybe a big opening weekend, and again, any scenario you can think of. How good opening weekend, and it's falling off a fucking cliff that weekend. I think if you went A instead of hard R, that might have made a little bit of a difference. Again, not a lot.
Yeah, I think this was just one of those things that was doomed from the beginning. It was just a terrible idea.
Yeah, 1,100 theaters, and they barely make.
I'm trying to think of other films that have been like this poorly received. There have been other movies this poorly received.
$2,100
like the only one.
Theater. Dude, about $2,100 per theater. That's insanely low, dude. I think it was like 1,147 theaters that's opened in.
Fucking yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to see.
Made a total
brilliant movies that were made with almost no money. Fuck you, Google. That's what I wanted. I want a fucking list of hit movies, you fucking trash fucking website.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Dude.
Yeah. Because I was going to say there are other movies that are even worse in the scale of like...
really tired of bullshit.
Well, they're giving me stuff that I don't want. There's nothing... let's see. Here we go. At least this one has 11 big budget flops. I'm curious. Blah, blah, blah. John Carter in 2012 was a big flop. I don't even remember that film. Was it 306 million, but they didn't do any marketing for it?
I remember it.
It only made 184 million.
Yeah, I remember that one. It's something like a guy somehow gets. Yeah, no, I remember that one when it came out, but
Waterworld was. I
think it was something like some guy gets transferred to like. Yeah, I liked it, dude. It's fucking weird. Yeah, I didn't see it in theater.
Movie. It's just such a surreal, bizarre disaster movie, film, man. You know. It's a disaster movie. It's sort of like a disaster, future disaster kind of movie.
It's kind of not fair one. Yeah, dystopian future.
Oh, Tomorrowland was actually a good movie, but that made almost no money.
Just different dystopian futures usually like, there's still cities and shit.
Yeah, but they're all underwater.
I wonder how much Wish lost.
The Lone Ranger, I never watched that. Wow.
How Disney rushed out that Wish movie for their whatever.
Yeah. There was a Battleship movie? From the fucking board game?
Yeah, let's take a look. Yeah.
They made a $200 million board game movie based on Battleship. Nah. Reportedly lost $115 million. Wow.
Yeah, I remember
cost
that.
Under $1 million to make.
Again, I've never seen it.
And the ice skating scene was set after the rink had closed because filmmakers couldn't afford to pay extras to fill the scene out. And it went on to gross $117 million. Wow. No wonder Stallone is such a big fucking name in Hollywood. You throw down $1 million, you bring back $117 million. Even if you take like $30 million of that for your fucking self, you're fucking gold. You write your own ticket after that. 13th Warrior? I have no idea what that is. It's just I've never watched that.
Get over here.
Dark Phoenix?
Stop.
Oh, it's an X-Men movie. Okay, yeah, $200 million budget.
Dude, recognize people?
They basically just did nothing about it. All right. Oh, they lost $133 million on Dark Phoenix. Wow.
I'll get some water. Dude, this dog, like my fucking sister's kid comes home. He's barking at her. He got his hackles up like he's fucking invading or something.
Jack the
Weirdo.
Giant Slayer. Wow.
I'm down.
All right. We should stop talking about dumb fucking movies. Yeah. Oh, you fucking the most corrupt town
right,
in
puppy.
America.
No, that's
the
fine.
mayor got arrested for trafficking drugs.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, weapons and drugs.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch the video,
drugs.
but I saw that. I was like,
yeah, at least they fucking arrested those people in that one. Like they arrested the mayor and his brother, who was like the school board head or something.
Dude.
That was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, the federal government, of course,
I didn't see the
continues to
actual
assess
video.
cartels and trafficking children for sex. So, no big deal.
Right. Damn. Yeah, although that mayor thing in whatever town it was reminded me, my son yesterday or the day before. But anyways, he was talking about, and I've mentioned on the show, but I haven't mentioned in a while. But we have like a little municipal airport here in this town.
Yeah.
And like every fucking night, dude, there's like a crazy amount of planes that come into that airport. Like he said the other night, my son actually counted them. He was like, I saw 11 planes just in, like a 10-minute drive. I saw 11 planes in the sky coming into this shitty little airport in this shitty little town.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, no, I've been saying that for years. That they've got to be running drugs or fucking something.
Drugs,
yeah, because again, we're
children.
pretty fucking.
Those are the big three.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's all relatively small. You know what I mean? No, there's no jet line. Like it's a little shitty municipal airport. It's just fucking prop planes and shit like that.
Yeah, but even that is like
again,
imagine
if you're running drugs.
I mean, the amount of drugs you can fit on one of those planes is a fucking lot. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't take a lot. Drugs are not one of those bulk items that needs a really big container all the time.
Yeah,
that's probably enough for half the state. You know what I mean? Like just coming in through that one small town probably covers half the state for whoever's running it.
Yeah. Well, like weed the value relative to like the weight is probably not super profitable for something like that. But yeah,
cocaine,
I doubt they're selling
I
that kind
of
shit.
Weed that way. Yeah, I mean they grow weed in our national forest. Why would they bring it in? Like that would be fucking dumb. They already grow it here. No, it's probably like cocaine, fentanyl, heroin, meth. I mean, probably not meth because they probably cook the meth here. Like weed and meth, I imagine they make here. I don't think they would even bother to traffic it at this point. Like I know it used to be a big thing, probably. But I don't think it is anymore because there's so many legal places to grow it. There's just ridiculous numbers of ways that they can just grow it massively in our country.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, there's got to be something. And someday, I assume. Yeah, because again, we're about a couple hundred miles from the border, if that. And again, Tucson's closer to the border, but Tucson would be like, you know what I mean? People would be paying a lot more attention. But this is just a shitty little town right between, Phoenix and Tucson. And also Interstate 10's right here, Interstate 8 going to California, the one that goes all the way to the fucking beach in San Diego. The Interstate 8 starts. Yeah, Interstate 8 starts right here at the town I live in. It splits off I-10, or runs into I-10 here and stops existing going this way. But yeah, so there's, or going north, obviously, up I-10, I-17, or whatever. So yeah, it makes sense that with this location, in a small town that's easily corruptible, yeah, I assume sometime they're going to get busted for whatever they're doing that does not make sense. It's very suspicious how many planes are flying in under the cover of night in this fucking town.
Well, most of the people in the town probably have
no fucking idea that point enough. My apologies.
I doubt very many people pay any attention to the number of planes going in and out of their town. Very unlikely.
Yeah. Like I said, the only reason I noticed it. The only reason I notice it is because the fucking airport's like a mile from where I live.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to miss from where I'm at. But yeah, the actual town, is like 8 miles south of where the airport is. The actual part of town. So yeah, not a lot of the vast majority of the town is not going to be noticing the airport traffic, especially at night.
No. Oh man,
So,
I posted.
what was the
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, what was the? Oh, go ahead. Yeah, no, I was just trying to bring something else up. But what do you got?
Oh, I was just a short one. I don't know if you watched the clip there, but I had to post a little clip of this Asian chick who put ice in her beer. Like that was like an acceptable, normal human thing that you do. Like, I don't drink anymore, but when I did, like, you don't fill a glass of beer and then be like, it's not cold. I'm going to drop some ice in here. That was one of those things where I was like, no, that's not okay. Don't do that. Why would you do that?
Yeah. I've definitely never seen that. I've never seen anyone, even a warm beer, they would put it in the fridge before they put it in ice. Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking nuts. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about accidentally calling you the other day.
Oh yeah, that was funny. I thought that was pretty funny. Like butt dial or whatever.
Oh fuck. Yeah, dude. I'm like, what the fuck? Because yeah, it was in my pocket, and I don't know how anything got hit. Probably the dog.
Oh, that makes sense. Because
again, it was in my pocket. Like the front part would be.
Oh yeah. You were saying you like keep your phone in your front pocket, so it was a dick dial or something like that.
Yeah. So the dog probably actually.
To be fair, I usually call it a pocket dial unless I'm talking to somebody who's like a friend or something. Because a lot of people like you fucking never know who's gonna be offended the wrong way or something. Like because most of the time if I'm talking to people dialing me, it's a
weird that it went to yours though. Yeah, kind of weird that yours is the one that it called.
Yeah, how did that work? Because I'm sure it's not the one you're picking up and dialing the most.
Because it obviously wouldn't have been a history, and there's a. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's very odd. Unless it, you know what it might have been, and probably was. No, never mind. That might not be it. I was thinking maybe I accidentally a voice activated thing.
But you'd have to say like my name or something, right? Or maybe you just.
I have it in there as. Oh yeah, I have it in as Will Stabby. Yeah.
Oh, man, you know what? I could see what happened. It's getting muffled
through
a pocket or something.
As Will Stabby, so I don't think I would say that.
Well, I was thinking and it just everything would sound kind of like that. Through the pocket, maybe.
Yeah, okay,
like that could be possible. I mean,
words.
Who knows? We'll never know.
So it's something that kind of rhymed with Will Stabby.
Yeah. I've had shit like that happen.
It's not the biggest mystery that needs solving.
Say the wrong thing and it just like kind of triggers something because we got one of those fucking Amazon hockey puck looking things. Whatever, right. Alexa or something, I think it is, or Echo or something.
Yeah.
And man, they do not like Amazon's to do what you tell them to do.
Whatever other ones they have, or Electra.
You gotta be very, very careful with what
you're saying.
Yeah,
I need those voice activated.
Work right, like they pick up the wrong shit all the time. Like there's a number of times where we've been just having conversations and things like playing X song and you're like, what the fuck? Like that's we didn't even talk about that song. Like, why are you playing a Creedence Clearwater song? Not that I mind the Creedence Clearwater song, but like we were talking about potato cheese soup or something, or pork chops, like we weren't talking about anything to do with this. And those goddamn hockey pucks will just start playing music. Or
what did you hear?
They connected all the lights to it, so you can turn the lights on and off with voice commands, and then like change the color and stuff.
Oh right.
Which is fun. I get it. So
that happens all the time.
But almost you know, like on a regular basis, they get stuck with it just does not want to hear them at all. Like it just won't fucking work.
Yeah,
Like
that's
it just
crazy.
no matter how many times they say like,
Yeah, voice
you know,
recognition
turn
is always.
light off or turn, you know, off or light off or whatever, it just doesn't fucking want to work. So there'd be like they'll spend like minutes in there just like
Yeah.
turn light off, and it's like you can just walk around and hit the switches. We've been done already.
Much faster. Much more.
Much more simple. Let's see. We talked about the racist lady.
Dude, it's so funny how.
Oh, yeah. So funny.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say it's so funny how angry you get at when it's like when the voice recognition isn't working, because it'll say, "Did you say?" and then it'll be the wrong thing, and you're like, "No, no!" You get mad at it. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, you know, the only time I don't get
before,
mad at the
like
one
if
in
it misses
house,
a couple times, dude, I'll get a little irritated.
The only ones that I ever may get mad at are when I'm trying to get through those god awful automated phone trees to talk to somebody to get something done. That's when I get angry. Because like it's such a pain in the ass to get through those phone trees in the first place. I don't want to have to start over because some fucking robot can't understand English. You know, like goddamn.
Yeah, you want a little life hack for that?
What is it?
Nice little life hack for that. That is just say operator.
Yeah. Oh,
whenever
yeah.
that prompts, just say operator.
Yeah, and most of the time that does work. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't fuck with those things. Yeah, I don't fuck with any of that. I'm just say operator, and it's like, okay. And then sometimes it'll be like, oh, you know, I might be able to help you. Fuck off, automated voice. Give me a goddamn operator. Give me a fucking human being.
Oh, yeah, the sooner you get to a person, because the thing is, like, you every time your problem is resolved by a person. It's never resolved by the robot.
Yeah, unless you're looking, like, calling to find out what the hours are for a business, like that might work fine, that kind of shit. But yeah, address or something like that. But anything else, just get to a human, because it's just not going to work.
In my experience, most of the time, if you're calling for business hours, it's like a local business or something, and they almost always lead in with, "Thank you for calling such and such business. Our business hours are," and then they go on.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, thank you for calling Domino's Pizza. Our business hours are from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. in the evening. You're like, oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah, and actually, they do usually, they actually do the location, too. It'll usually say located at. So,
we have locations at the following or whatever. So it just depends on what number you dial. Like, if you dial, like, the corporate line, you're not going to get it. But if you dial the local number, they'll give you the location, usually, along with the hours.
Yeah.
You know, the one that
so yeah, it just doesn't
I have
work.
to deal with a lot that's probably the absolute worst is Kaiser. Kaiser's automated system is fucking terrible. It is so hard to get anything done.
Yeah, not surprising.
To the point where 99% of the time, the only thing you want to do is just call the advice nurse line, because they just hook you up with whoever you got to talk to, or give you a number to get to whoever you got to talk to. There was I still haven't finished all the workman's comp stuff yet. Like I was 4 minutes late for my appointment, so I missed it. Like they just cancel your appointment at Kaiser now if you're like a minute or two late, which is fuck you, Kaiser.
Wow.
I can wait an extra 20 fucking minutes, but you got 4 minutes and you're just fucking done? Yeah, suck my dick. Fuck you, Kaiser.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it should be a minimum of fucking 10 minutes, dude. Yeah, considering how far behind they pretty much always are, unless you're the first appointment, and even then it's iffy. Yeah,
Oh,
fuck you,
even the
dude.
first appointment of the day,
You're
I've been in
fucking
there at
1
like
minute
fucking
late.
7 o'clock in the morning. Had an appointment at 7 o'clock in the morning, and you
Mm.
still have to wait till 7:10 or 7:15 till they call you the fucking.
Yeah,
Fuck that. Yeah, like they don't
yeah,
even
that's what I'm
get you on
saying. Even
time to
then, it's
start.
fucking iffy. Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
not with one of the first few, you have no fucking chance of being seen at your appointment time. There's like maybe a
No.
10% chance if you have the first appointment, but anything beyond that, it's essentially zero.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'll happen to you like 3 times in your entire life that you get in at your appointment time and you're actually seen at your
Yeah, like
appointment
before
time.
smartphones were a thing, you were supposed to bring a book. Now the smartphones are a thing. You have your phone to keep you busy, but like you're always supposed to have something to occupy you when you go to a doctor's appointment because you know you're going to be waiting. But the fucking phone tree for the insurance company for the workman's comp stuff that I'm supposed to be getting in workman's comp from, um, that one is terrible. It just doesn't do anything. I
Mm,
left a couple of messages trying to get a hold of the insurance agent. They just never responded. They never called me back.
wow. Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Well, we were looking for a second opinion because it was like we want to make sure that there's no soft tissue damage, and if there is any soft tissue damage, I want to make sure it's being addressed because I don't want to have a thing where like 10 years from now, the cartilage in my knee just starts dripping out of my fucking ankle or something. You know, like I want to fucking, I want to make sure that we're getting all of the injury treated. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. They just refuse to respond. That's all they do is just don't call you back. So I have a feeling. I think our last appointment's on the 30th. I have a feeling that's going to be an interesting one. Because once the appointment's over, I'm sure the company's going to be like, we're not going to pay for anything. You owe us like thousands and thousands of dollars. And then we're going to go like, no, we don't. And they're going to go, no, wait, we're going to review it. No, yeah, no, you definitely owe us a bunch of money because why wouldn't we get to decide? So yeah, that's going to be fun. Then we get the lawyer and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. It's fucked up, man.
I think it's just
Still
how it
can't believe they're
works.
fucking treating that shitty. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
and and
Everything
and
kind of moves slowly and that kind of.
and then the fact that like none of my company hasn't done any of the paperwork.
Yeah, yeah.
That's gonna be fucking interesting to see how that one plays out. Because that's going to be between them and the insurance companies, whether my company might end up having to pay the whole thing themselves.
Yeah, the insurance was like, you didn't file any of this? I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, you didn't
Yeah, I
have
can
the
see that
employee
happening.
fill out any forms of any kind? What? Yeah. So it should be fascinating to see how it works out. Like my company just didn't return the form that we sent them because one of the things you're supposed to do is apply
Wow.
for state benefits, even though you're not getting you don't qualify. Uh, Potentially, if it ends up shaking all the way down that your um, company's insurance company just absolutely manages to get away with not paying you for your workman's comp claim,
Mm,
the state usually will. So you have to go through them. And so getting
right,
that
right.
form in, even though it's a refusal, like an automatic no, shortens that period of time quite a bit. Shortens how long you got to wait for it.
Mm,
And so it should be interesting to see how that happens because my company just refused to fill that out and send it back to me. So, but we sent it, and then we wrote them like we made copies of everything we sent. So like it's never going to be a doubt that they received it. They can pretend they didn't, but it's not going to work. Like no judge is going to be like, oh yeah, no, the U.S. mail is very unreliable. Like they've
yeah.
tried that
It's some
shit
bullshit,
before.
huh?
They've tried that shit before. I had some union issues where like it got to the point of having a mediator, and the mediator was sitting in a room and they were trying to say like that they didn't get this, that, and the other thing, and the mediator's like, "Do you really think I'm gonna believe this bullshit? Don't fucking try this shit with me.
Right.
You got those forms. You chose not to fill them out. Let's fucking move on." Like, we're not going to play that game. And they shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm pretty sure if that's the way the mediator treated like that kind of thing, like in this case, a judge is going to be like, yeah, no, you got the form and you chose not to fill it out. Like, you deliberately refused to do what you're supposed to do. You're legally required to do. So, like, what the fuck did you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
Like, now you're in a lot of trouble. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're going to be like, yeah, it's quite obvious that you were hoping that they would just get frustrated and give up.
Yeah.
So fuck you. You know you got this shit. And didn't do anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. But yeah, the fucking insurance phone tree, man, that is nuts.
Yeah.
It took forever to get through to get to like the person I was supposed to leave a message for. And even then it was just like, pointless because the person I left a message for just refused to call me.
Yeah. Did you mention a lawyer in your voicemail
too?
Yeah, I noticed if you mention lawyering up in the voicemail, they generally get back to you really fucking quick.
I don't. I didn't want to. I wanted that to be a surprise.
Yeah. All right. I gotcha. Yeah, no, I remember, when I went to the rehab the first time, like, whoever was handling the disability claim, which was actually Liberty Mutual, because they do that shit too, but anyways, like, they fucking, there were forms that they had requested, or whatever, that I was supposed to fill out and send back. It had to be within a certain amount of time for whatever reason. The time was less than the time that I spent in rehab. So the whatever their shitty due date was, I was in rehab for 6 weeks when I went to the first rehab.
Okay.
It was like 30 days or something. You know what I mean? Like 30 days or whatever. So there was no possible way for me to do that. And they were fucking like trying to charge me back for all this shit and cutting like half my fucking pay. And yeah, I finally like the dude that was handling it was just, again, completely ignoring me, not calling me back and all that. So I finally called and like I just talked to whoever. I didn't like fucking call him directly, and I was like, if this doesn't get resolved, I got to call back within like an hour and a half. Okay, no, you're all good.
Yeah, if this doesn't get resolved, my lawyer
we'll get the money back.
Like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, I didn't even say what he would do. I just said I was going to get a lawyer, and that was enough.
So here's why I don't do that. There's actually a specific reason for not doing that. The way the workman's comp works here is if they refuse you, you can appeal the refusal, and your case goes to a review, and the review is done by 3 doctors, right? Or one of 3 doctors, and the company gets to like pick 3 doctors, and then you get to pick one of those 3 doctors. If you have an attorney when that process starts, you have to stay with the first 3 doctors that are suggested. If, however, once you get to that part of the process, you then go get an attorney, you get to choose one of those 3, or the attorney can get another set of 3 randomly generated doctors that they get to choose from. So it's to our benefit not to do, we're lawyering up, it's our benefit not to say anything about an attorney and just let them fuck themselves over, both the company and the insurance company. Let them fucking think they can run us around like they are, and then get the attorney afterwards, so we get a choice of ultimately potentially 6 doctors. Because if there's a really good doctor, and an attorney knows all the different doctors that they can pick. So if one of those 3 in the original ones is a really good doctor, he'll say, that's a really good one, let's use that one. If the attorney doesn't like any of those 3 doctors, he gets a full fucking 3 more to choose from. So it's like a huge benefit.
Nice.
So that's why I'm not saying anything about it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, nice. Yeah, my situation obviously is a lot different. Yeah. fucking
Well, the
A.
thing was, I slipped on the
Apparently, there's some judge.
a judge.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. You said apparently there's
No,
some
no,
judge.
go ahead. Go. Never mind. No, I thought you were done. I was gonna go on to another subject.
Oh no,
Please
okay.
finish.
Yeah, I wasn't really. It wasn't anything important. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I was just kind of meandering. I'm fucking exhausted. You got to remember, dude. I haven't slept in like a long time. So we're nearing the 24-hour mark of being awake for Stabby.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, dude. If you want to call it, dude, at any point, dude.
No. I'm good. It's just like
get rest
I'm
or whatever
just saying,
the fuck
like,
you want to do, man. Let me know.
Don't worry about what I'm saying because I'm
That's my
loopy
fault.
as shit. So if I'm like interrupting and stuff,
You're
it's not.
you're
It's probably
delirious.
not important. Are you talking about the
I'm not 100%. I'm actually awake
the
right
fucking what did they use the phrase of? Systemically incompetent or something?
now.
The judge?
Let's see.
The one they're getting
Systemic
fired?
incompetence. Yeah, first black woman judge fired for systemic incompetence. Yeah.
Did you
That's the
hear
title
some
of the
of the
actual
shit she
Justice
pulled?
Warrior video. No. I just saw it as I was scrolling through.
Oh shit. Okay, so this bitch crazy. One of the biggest things she did right up front, and this is absolutely nuts, is she decided to keep all of the fees for all this certain service that they provide. I forget what it is, like it's a marriage license or some sort of licensing thing, and she has the option to keep all the money from all the fees, but you're really not supposed to.
Oh wow!
So she was making ultimately like $250,000 a year instead of like the 94,000 that she was supposed to be making.
Jesus, dude.
And they tried to fucking put a cap on it, but then everybody was like, nah, black, bad. No, can't take money from black lady. Even though she's just stealing from the fucking city. Essentially.
Yeah.
There was an Asian lady who was marrying somebody who wasn't Asian, and this lady's super fucking racist. So she had that lady put in jail. Like, this lady came in, they were amending the marriage license in some fucking way, shape, or form. Because there was something wrong with the marriage license. So they were already married. So she, instead of what should have just been this lady goes and drops paperwork off at the county clerk's office.
Right.
And then this judge rubber stamps the shit. Is what should have happened. She made this lady show up in court and then held her in contempt and put her in jail for like 2 weeks. For absolutely no reason whatsoever. And then like some
other
of the
than black people all hate used
her position as a judge to try to intimidate the homeowners association she's in, to like threaten and fucking try to fuck with their shit. She's not allowed to have people come in and she's not allowed to perform weddings in a certain venue, so she decided she was just going to do it anyway because she's a judge and fuck you. And it just, like, the list goes on. That's the ones I remember, but, like, good God, it was insane. Like, you're listening to it and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, that was nutty.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like there was a certain period of time when any minorities in any kind of position of authority felt like they had to be squeaky clean, so that other minority people would get chances in similar roles. I feel like it's a great
when people were being put
moment
in places because of merit for the most part. You know what I mean? Like yeah, they were picked.
Yeah, no, I was just setting up a little. I was setting up a joke, but never mind.
I'm bad. I'm sorry. I ruined the joke.
No, I was just gonna say that it's a great moment for equality, that they don't feel the need to do that anymore. That was basically it. Wasn't a great joke.
You're not wrong. I saw a behaviorist breaking down a video of the dogs with the buttons that talks. Like an animal behavior specialist.
Right.
And I thought that was very interesting.
Right.
So we were right. It's total horseshit. Those buttons are nonsense. But that's kind of obvious because none of the sentences make any sense. It's just like clearly the dog is pushing random buttons, and this lady is just like, whatever the dog says, she's gonna figure out a way in her head to make it make sense. It's just, even though it's total horseshit.
Yeah, especially how many fucking buttons she had for the dog. Yeah, that one was fucking ridiculous. She had like dozens of them, right?
Yeah,
like dozens of buttons for that dog.
Yeah, it was a seriously large number, and it was like, there's no way the dog knows that many words. You're out of your fucking mind. And some of those words, those are very complex concepts that we've taken millennia to figure out. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like no dog is that smart. But the thing this behaviorist was saying was, you can already kind of communicate with your dog as it is, because dogs communicate primarily with body language. Right?
Yeah,
so, like, you know, if your dog is happy to see you, it wags its tail.
Right.
You know, if your dog is feeling afraid, its tail goes under between its fucking legs. It doesn't need a button to tell you that, and it wouldn't use a button to tell you that because that's dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not the way. It's not the way they've ever communicated as a species. Yeah. Yeah, it's nothing like the way they communicate. Fuck. Yeah, no, I get. I mean, you know, there's dogs can certainly understand a few words or whatever. That's beyond just the tone or whatever that you're saying it in. But yeah, not much. Yeah, like the Golden Retriever channel I follow, like they have like 2 buttons, and like one of them just says outside. So like if they want to go outside, I believe they understand what that word means. That's fucking plausible.
No, that makes sense. Like if you're trying to teach the dog like 1 or 2 words, like really specific ones, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but they're not going to have vocabulary that's even probably maybe in double digits.
Buffy is having an existential crisis. You know, like it's not how it's fucking working.
Yeah. Like again, the grandpuppy here. If I say, you know, when I'm leaving the room, if I say side yard or I say front, he knows to go to the side yard or we're going out front. You know, but yeah, he doesn't know much more than that. His name, a couple other things other than the commands. Although even the commands are more tone, I think. Yeah.
Well, but the thing is, it's like because humans and dogs have coexisted for so long, there's an instinctual understanding of the body language going both ways.
Yeah.
Like even a little kid can tell when a dog is mad or scared or sad.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Like dogs can tell when you're unhappy or you're mad or you're sad. You know, like if you're really, really feeling like shit, pretty good chance if you have a dog, it's going to come over and be like, oh, hey, what's going on? And like stick its nose in your face and lick you and try to get you going. Get you to like cheer up a little bit. You know, like that's just normal dog behavior. I think most people have experienced that from a pet at some point. Even cats do
especially a dog.
Yeah, dogs are more likely to do it than cats. But
cats are way more selfish and just not as domesticated or whatever the fuck. Cats kind of don't give a shit. Dogs want to please you. Like they're almost, you know, very eager to please.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Well, dogs are pack animals. Cats are not. That's the big thing, I think.
Yeah, sure.
You do occasionally get pods of cats, but that's just because like the artificialness of cities and they like a bunch of fucking cats are left to like roam the city on their own. Like no one like they just got like they got born on the street or they got thrown out of their house or whatever. You know, so there's a bunch of cats that are just grouped up together for survival more than anything else. They're not
I was gonna say, and it's probably not even. Yeah, it's probably more kind of coincidental that they just happen to be in the same area, and it's kind of like a pack, but not really.
It's essentially the cats have all learned to coexist without fighting constantly because then they would just die all the time. Because it's pretty easy for a cut or a bite or a scratch from any of those kind of fights to like get infected and for the cat to end
Yeah,
up
get
dying and
infected
like
and they die.
starving.
Yeah,
So yeah.
indeed.
And if you're wasting
True.
all your time fighting other cats and not eating food, then nobody wins.
Yeah, even without an infected scratch,
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna make it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But whereas like dogs are actually pack animals, and if like they get together, they'll form much more like intricate packs. Even more so than wolves. Wolves will fight more than dogs will. Dogs are more inclined to work with each other and be happy because of the domestication
Yeah.
process.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, the
Yeah,
fucking
I don't think.
sentencing. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say I don't know that golden retrievers would be able to survive in the wild if they were just thrown in the wild.
No.
I don't know if they can make it at this point.
No. I don't think a lot of house pets would make it in the wild if they fucking got thrown out. Even cats. There's a lot of shit out there
Yeah.
that can eat a cat, and it would not hesitate.
Yeah, coyotes, wolves. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That happens a lot around here.
I think dogs need, or not need, but lack uh, the viciousness and the killer instinct that they would need to compete in the wild. Like we've bred it completely out of them.
Yeah, we kind of got rid of a lot of the aggression and violence
And
tendencies or
also,
whatever.
they're smaller, right, than a lot of the wild cousins.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a lot of people that understand how fucking giant wolves are.
Oh yeah, wolves. Well, not all wolves. I think there are some that are only a little bit bigger than dogs, but even like the smallest of the wolves are bigger than dogs. But some of those fucking wolves are
Yeah,
like
no,
fucking ponies. Like you could ride the fucking
dude.
wolf.
This chick I knew had it was half wolf, and I don't know, but that fucking dog was at least 6 feet long, not
Oh
counting the
yeah,
tail.
I've seen that. Like the half breed between it's like a half wolf, half dog. They're fucking huge.
Yeah, seriously,
And that's not even a full breed
not counting
wolf.
the tail. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Fucking huge, biggest dog I've ever been around. But they're still kind of skinny, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my god, do you remember the films
Fuck
White
you up.
Fang? The White Fang
Vaguely.
films? Where it was the
I
whole thing
vaguely
was
remember
about
it.
this dog that was part wolf and his owner,
Mm-hmm.
and it was all in the like the old
Like
west, I
Alaska or
think.
something.
Yeah, like Alaska and the
Oh,
old
okay.
west kind of thing. Yeah, you're right about the Alaska part. I'd forgotten about
Gotcha.
that. But yeah, it's like in the old west in Alaska. And then I guess the White Fang meant that it was more dog than wolf or something, but it looked more wolf than dog. And like White Fang was super fucking like badass, but it was like that dog was not big enough in those films to like justify like how big wolves really are or like half breeds really are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was surprised when I saw that because I really I saw this chick's dog. I'm like, holy fuck, this thing is huge.
Yeah, and like aren't like the half breed dogs kind of a little bit dangerous?
Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah. Yeah, half wild. Yeah, fucking A.
Yeah, I was gonna say because they don't have all the domestic traits.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So even just half domestic, half wild is going to be a little unpredictable.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a real thing though. Where like it's a real dog if it has a white teeth, or if it has dark teeth, it's not a real dog or something.
Yeah, yeah. That sounds a little iffy. Maybe.
Oh man. Let's see here. There was something I wanted. Oh, the Crumbly sentencing hearing. That shit was crazy.
Dude. Yeah. Come on.
The lawyer trying to rehash the whole fucking case.
You're my friend. My friend?
Like, I've never seen that part of a trial before. But even
I
was
was
just
talking
like...
to my dog.
Oh, yeah. I was talking about the lawyer trying to rehash the whole case. Like, at the end of the fucking trial where they're about to do sentencing.
Yeah, that was very
I've never seen that before, but even I was like, yo, this ain't the time, bitch. What are you talking about? Like, fucking stop. You're not helping your fucking case.
Yeah, you fucking lost. Yeah, I love how the judge just shut her down, too. It was fucking hilarious. Like, no, that's not what happened at all. Yeah. The judge just basically told her to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he was like, this is really not the time. Like, you're going to have appeals for sure. Like, bring it up then, bitch.
Because, didn't the judge say something like that wasn't established? That is not what was established as true at all.
Yes.
Like, that is not what happened. That's not what happened. Yeah, that was fucking funny. But yeah, it was crazy. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bitch? It's just like, oh, I'm watching, I'm gonna get famous. Like, I feel like that's all it was.
I don't know. Like, I genuinely have
like
no idea like what was going on there. I don't know enough about how any of that works. And I didn't follow the case enough to really know. But man,
their motives are hard to discern. Yeah, you don't know more about it, I guess.
Like, no, I mean, I just don't know, like, I didn't watch the whole trial, so...
But it seemed like the judge definitely wasn't having it. Whatever she was trying to do. The judge was definitely not having it. Which was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was pretty nutty.
What are you doing? You already lost, bitch.
Yeah, that was definitely like, what the fuck are you doing? It was so uncomfortable to watch, and like, I never even like watched any of that, but it was just like, wow, you were...
Yeah. Yeah, she gave them both the max, right? She gave both of them the max sentence, right?
I believe so. It was 10
to 15 years.
Yeah, 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, 10 to 15 years. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I so wanted the judge to say something like that. Like, this is I've never wanted to go above the max sentencing more than I do for this case. You two are fucking horrible. And I wish I could give you the death penalty.
Yeah.
I guess that would be unprofessional for a judge to say. But I like to imagine that she was at least thinking that. Because, yeah, both of them, dude, like, showed absolutely zero fucking remorse or acceptance. Like, zero
that was the part that blew
basically.
my mind. Was like the mom got up and just basically was like, man, fuck you, take the devil fucking finger. And you're like, Jesus, lady, are you out of your mind? And then the guy gets up and he's like, first he kind of sounds like, oh, you know, I really feel bad for the families and stuff. Like, oh, okay, you're reading the bullshit response. You can tell he doesn't give a shit. Like, he's just fucking no belief in what he's saying. He does not believe it. But then he starts going on, and the truth will come out, and you're just like, you should have stopped a minute before you said that. And just sat your ass down. Like, you can't even pretend to fucking feel bad and take fault for your own benefit. Like, what a piece of shit.
Yeah.
God,
even if you don't fucking believe it, like, why would you fucking, But again, that's got to be like, dude, serious fucking personality. Just they're not gonna fucking bullshit and say that they're less than perfect. Yeah. Very, very strange
defect. Yeah, for sure. That was rough to watch. That was and like the victim statements were so hard to listen to as well.
Yeah. Again, like I said, I'd met mentioned it in the Discord. The last guy did not do like what he was saying. Like almost none of it had to do with what the impact statements are supposed to be about.
Oh,
He
okay,
mentioned his
yeah.
kid a little bit, and then he was off about how they're going to go after the fucking schools because the schools are responsible too. I'm like, I don't think that's what this is for. I'm pretty sure the impact statement is not for fucking
Oh, it was maybe
you
it
to
was.
talk about what you want to fucking happen to other.
Yeah, just because the kids were victims doesn't mean their parents weren't pieces of shit. Sounds like a guy who's a shyster kind of guy, and he's trying to fucking. He was like, everybody's gonna be watching. Here's
Yeah,
my
trying to get
chance to
famous, trying to fucking
get a little fame, and also get my message out there, and maybe I can get a tort suit and make some money out of this, kind of thing. Who's like or his own political agenda or something.
But the thing that's fucked up about that, yeah, but again, there were like press conferences and shit that were going to be happening after it. I get that not as many people are watching, dude, but he came across as kind of a douchebag. Like I feel fucking horrible that any kids fucking died like that.
Yeah.
But for you to politicize your own kid's death, which is not new. I mean, we saw it with Sandy Hook and other shit. Where the parents are literally trying to fucking cash in and politicize their kid's death.
Wasn't there one set of parents
and
that
not
was
just
actually doing a computer-generated version of their son's voice to have him do, like, political statements and give speeches and shit?
Oh, really? I don't remember that. Not surprising.
One of those ones where they literally
nowadays
had gone to the point where they were like...
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
It was pretty gross.
Look what he said before he died. He's such a precocious child. Yeah. Yeah, because that's been going on for a while. Where a fucking mom will have like a 2-year-old kid. Oh, my kid today said, and it's this like pretty fucking pretty detailed and involved statement, like political statement. Like, yeah, oh, your 2-year-old said that. Really? Okay. All right, I'm sure that's what the kid said.
Oh yeah. Well, that's like those 2-year-olds that like zing their parents with like wordplay and shit, or the ones that like figure out the answer to the bar bet really easily. Like it's a cute video, but it's obviously scripted, and it's kind of weird and gross that you're using your kid like that.
Yeah, it's very odd. The bullshit that they try to claim their kids are. He's a fucking genius. He should be in college by now.
Yeah, those are so weird. There's a lot of weird fucking YouTubers when it comes to parents.
Yeah. Oh, did you ever? Are you familiar with the Ruby Frankie case? The bitch in Utah that was just torturing her fucking kids.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with that at all, or not really?
She was the one that had him locked in the closet and stuff. I think we talked about it last week.
Yeah, that was another. Yeah. I just couldn't remember how much you actually were familiar with it. Yeah, the ones that literally had a fucking giant safe door that they fucking would keep the kids behind so they couldn't escape.
And there was like a tiny little box that they would do it. Like a tiny little box they did it in.
Yeah, it was a lot of really cool shit. Yeah, all of them are real fucking pieces of work.
I worked with, I work in the group home with the mentally ill people. One of the ladies had, I would say, on par, if not maybe a little worse than that in her history. And periodically she would just scream for minutes at a time in her sleep. Like, as a fully grown, like, adult, man. Like, it was just, oh, man, it was so rough. And like, scream like she's dying. Which, let me tell you, the first time it happens, and nobody fucking told you that at 1:30 in the morning you were going to hear the sound of one of your clients dying in her room, that's a fucking adrenaline rush like you would not believe. Because immediately you're
God damn, dude. That's fucking crazy.
men are sort of inborn built to protect women. Like that's what our instinct is. So it's just like right to the fucking core. You just fucking move before you even thinking. You're like, I gotta save. That was terrifying the first time. And then just heartbreaking the rest of the time because you're just like, oh my god, I know what this lady's gone through. That is horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's some fucked up shit, man. Damn it.
But thank God YouTube put it up there so that they could make money off of it.
Picture that. Yeah. Of course. Getting an opportunity to make money.
Yeah, the thing that
Slip
really
through their little
matters is,
fingers.
are they getting that advertising? What do you call it?
Yeah, the revenue. Yeah.
Gotta get that advertising revenue.
Profits. Gotta get the profits.
And oh man, I don't know. I just felt so bad for those. Like, because I remember you posted another video where they were talking.
I'm pretty sure
about,
that's the door.
There's a few of those people too, though, right? Like she may be like the absolute worst, but weren't there like other parents that were doing like similar things?
And the Ruby Frank, Jody Hillebrand thing.
Yeah. The YouTube parents were like abusing their kids. It's like it's fairly common amongst like the fucking family YouTube content, right? I mean, I'm not crazy, right?
No, it's I think they're like the Ruby Frank bitch. I think Frankie, whatever the fuck, however they pronounce her name. Yeah, I think her whole family had channels. I don't know if they were all torturing their kids thing, but they definitely
no.
had
I'm saying
channels,
there's a bunch of
and it
other
wouldn't be
channels
surprising.
not related to them, like not their
Oh,
family.
okay, I got
just
you.
other families that also make
it's
similar
definitely not
kind
the
of
first
family-based content. Like there's ones where like the ones where they prank their kids. I've seen that one. A bunch of that where they do like these awful things to their children to like prank them. Well, and there's some more mild versions of that.
Daddy 05, Mommy 05.
Yeah, that kind of shit where they like have like weird, funny stuff with their kids. That's all clearly like scripted, like, sort of scripted, or like is them. Sometimes is them actually abusing their children on camera.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, some of the shit that was on that Ruby Frank channel, that 8 Passengers channel or whatever. Yeah, they were getting a lot of fucking complaints, man. And I don't know if YouTube actually shut. They just fucking stopped. But yeah, there were plenty of people that are complaining. Like, this bitch is crazy. Like, she's torturing her fucking kids. And you're fucking monetizing it for her. But yeah, I don't know.
What gets me is there were a bunch of people that were supporters.
Yeah,
that was kind of mind blowing too. Is the fact that there was a fairly substantial group of people who were like, no, we really agree with what she's doing. This is great parenting. Like, this is what we want to do. It was like, Jesus.
Yeah, you got to be tough on the kids. Like, no, that's not being tough. That is literally torturing your fucking kids. That is well beyond what's even remotely necessary.
Oh, yeah.
As far as disciplining your kids or whatever. Making your fucking son sleep on a beanbag for 7 fucking months or whatever because he pranked his fucking brother. Made him think he was going to where they were going to Disneyland or whatever. The sentence for that was 7 months with no room. He could not go in his room, and he had to sleep on a fucking beanbag in the living room or wherever the fuck.
That's
I'm like, dude, I get it. That's kind of messed up, but it's fucking, siblings fucking with each other. It happens.
Yeah.
Pretty cruel to make your kid brother think he's going to Disneyland when he isn't or whatever. But But Jesus Christ, 7 months? Like, you no longer have your bedroom and you sleep on a beanbag. Yeah, that's pretty fucking excessive, dude.
Yeah, it's bonkers.
No legs. No legs.
But,
Double
there's
dogs.
not a lot you can do. I mean, for us, at least, there's not a lot you can do, which is so sad.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like we filed complaints. It's all through the comments. I'm sure there were people that figured out how to contact YouTube in other ways than just the comments.
Yeah.
Like that's
Shit, or even
fucking
just
crazy.
the CPS or whatever in Utah. You know what I mean? People were trying to, get them to do wellness checks and all that kind of shit. They were somehow made. Well, Utah is a fucking really weird spot for that kind of shit.
Well, you got the
When I lived in
Mormons. The Mormons make it real fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, when I lived in Flagstaff, there were a few people that were telling me some fucking horror stories.
Oh, I believe it. I
Because
mean,
again,
it's not uncommon.
Flagstaff's up north; it's pretty close to the Utah border. But yeah,
Yeah,
but,
for some of these Mormon
yeah,
cults,
like this
it's
one
not
chick had
uncommon
told me
for
that,
60-year-olds
like
to be
her
marrying
husband.
10-year-olds. Like, I'm sure the stories are horrific.
Yeah, like this woman had told me she had moved to Arizona to get away from that because like her husband was just fucking abusing her, kids, all that kind of shit. And like the courts had ordered him to do all this shit, stay away from the kids for the most part, anger management courses, like a bunch of shit. And he had done absolutely none of it, disregarded all of it, and he had no consequences for it.
Yeah.
And apparently that's very fucking common up there. She's like, yeah, that's why I moved here. That's why I got the fuck out of Utah. And that happened on more than one occasion where, yeah, the courts will tell him, like, oh, yeah, no, do this or else. And then, again, nobody does it. And they don't fucking, they don't, there's no consequences for just disregarding the courts for that kind of shit in Utah. Because, yeah, it's fucking, I don't know what the percentage is, but overwhelmingly Mormon in the state, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, it's pretty nuts. Hey, Smaj, what's happening?
Buenos dias, senor.
I'm just eating my supper. Got home from the gym.
Noise. Good shit.
What are you doing hanging out with this guy, Jim?
I don't know, we have the same name.
Oh, no, that was such a bad
Nice.
joke. Oh, I felt bad after I said it.
Like, oh, that one should have stayed in my head. God.
Yeah.
You're showing your age.
Oh, yeah, what was it? We were talking about, like, the various different kind of child abusers on YouTube. One of the ones that gets me is, like, the egg cracking video. I think that one's kind of a little fucked up. But, like, it's obviously not, like abuse. But the thing is, they'll like, when the kid's not looking or not apparently totally unaware this is going to happen, the parent, like, cracks an egg on their head.
God damn.
Yeah, like, to, like, either break the egg on their head or to, like, most of the time to, like, crack it open to, like, put it in something.
Oh, wow. Jesus
and it's
Christ,
just like,
dude.
that doesn't seem... I like the lady that I saw talking about it was like... I thought she used a really good phrase. She's like, you should not be your child's first bully for credit on the internet. Like internet likes.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe do something that won't, permanently scar them mentally.
Yeah.
Maybe put a little more thought into your alleged pranks or whatever the fuck you're doing.
I miss when pranks were funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, it kind of follows that sort of it bleeds, it leads sort of mentality.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the more sensationalized, the more credit you're going to get for it, the more fucking views or whatever.
Yep.
Even if it's outrage, it's all engagement. It all counts towards it.
Yeah, and as far as I'm aware, YouTube does not base their rating of your channel on the positive or negative likes ratio.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all engagement, positive or negative, all counts positive for you as a
Yeah.
creator. Yeah,
I don't know how YouTube can really
pretty
tackle that.
fucking nuts.
I don't know how YouTube can really tackle that. I mean, there's so
Oh,
much
I'm not
content on
saying
the
they
internet.
can. Yeah, I'm just
I mean, for all the complaints I have for YouTube,
Yeah,
they really do have a monumental task on their hands.
Yeah, I mean, consider what we're making right now.
I
Hours
mean,
of absolutely into the void, horrible content.
yeah.
and
So many
well,
people like us that have nobody watching their shit.
Oh man, I love finding those little channels in my recommended. Like, oh, 20 views? I'm fucking watching. I gotta see what this
Yeah,
is. This
gotta
is gonna
see
be great, and usually it's awesome in some way.
Right. Oh fuck.
well, it's even annoying when you try to game the system. Like you try to find out like what's really popular in the algorithm,
Oh yeah,
or what's a really positive search term. One of the ones I heard about recently, uh, which I'm actually surprised. Well, I shouldn't be all that surprised to put on my tinfoil hat stuff. But a very commonly searched thing on most search engines is stuff on gardening. And apparently, contents and various different videos and comments, gardening is a very hot topic right now. And it's actually been that way for a little while. But for some reason, the YouTube shorts for gardening don't get pushed. Channels like that get downgraded in the algorithm. I thought that's interesting. Just doing gardening, well, makes sense if you think about it. If they don't want you growing your own food, so I'm like,
oh
okay.
yeah. Well, you know there has been some attacks on regular gardening and small farming.
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, there was articles put out, a whole bunch of them, that actually suggested that your like household normal gardens and stuff, you know, the people that grow like some tomatoes in their back fucking yard or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
puts out more carbon pollution than industrial farming in worldwide, which
Mm.
is insane. Like it just absolutely makes no
Yeah,
sense.
it's ridiculous. Yeah, that's an absurd fucking claim. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's the era we live in. Absurd claims.
so that was one of the things they did. Just as an example, Oregon tried to shut down all of their very small dairy farms, like 5 and fewer cows dairy farms. So like clearly, like, you know, most people who are like trying to be off grid, quote unquote, by restricting them from having gravel beds to have the cows walk around on, and requiring that they were going to require that they had to build like these, in most cases somewhere in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, concrete like slab facility things or whatever for the cows to walk around on for collecting their pee and their poo, which is great for whatever they're walking on. You know, like if anybody doesn't know, like it's you know, having cows
Right.
wander around in a field means that field is going to be doing really really well, like in a few months. But yeah, that was a thing. California is now having people register chickens. There's all sorts of weird little attacks here and there, shutting down home gardeners and small things. I think they want people to be more dependent on China for food. I don't think a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people realize how much of our food comes from China. Well, I don't know about Canada, but a lot of American like beef and stuff comes from China.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if a good swath of our industry here in Canada has been taken over by the Chinese, considering that we're just now finding out about Trudeau's involvement. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if you guys heard about that shit going on right now.
Is it come out that he's working for China?
Pretty much.
Wow.
So,
Okay. Did not expect that.
so there is a hearing going on right now, public inquiry into, and this is like when people get confused because it's like, didn't we just have an inquiry? Well, yeah, last time was about the trucker convoy. This time is about election interference. Because turns out, like, so Trudeau has said multiple times, because he's been asked by reporters, how many times was he briefed about election interference from China? And then we also found there's other ones in there. He said he was never briefed. No one ever told him anything. He had no idea. The guy in charge of the RCMP, our information gathering facilities here, and various different law enforcements have informed him no more than 43 times. He was told 43 times from credible people who took the witness stand. He was told this shit was going on. And we're talking about money. We're talking about Chinese people being bussed into various different locations to cast votes who don't actually live in the areas, who are given fake IDs, which was also confirmed, and various different people. So election interference definitely played a factor into that. And that's the kind of shit going on right now. And he's continuously saying, I wasn't told anything. This is all news to me. It's like, and then we are also finding out documents from the RCMP, documents from various different law enforcement, proving he's lying. And he still says he was never briefed. I'm like, I got fucking proof.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and so
I wonder if it's going to go anywhere, though. Like, is he going to ever face any sort of criminal charges? Or even is he even going to be kicked out of office? Because it seems like, at this point, the kind of mask is off on a lot of this communist dictatorship. And they're just, they just don't follow any of the rules anymore. Like, they just don't care. Because the other side is just going to be like, oh, no, they're not following the rules. Well, we can't do anything. So, like, it just seems the way it goes at this point.
Yeah, well, it seems like he's got like some sort of Teflon coating because nothing seems to stick to the guy. I mean, we had various different like insider information with SNC Lavalin. We had various different problems with the trucker convoy. We've had like election interference, which we've known for a while. Shit's just been going down. Yeah. Oh, that and the Chinese people who just go missing in Canada, apparently. So what happens is, like, a lot of Chinese people come to Canada to study and gain education. And they go to these various different colleges and universities that are labeled as such, but they're no bigger than, like, a store in a mall. In some cases, they are stores in malls. And they're not really a college or a university. They just show up there. Like, I think they have to show up 3 times, so they just sort of sign in, and then that's it. And these are supposed to school, like, thousands upon thousands of Chinese citizens. They just disappear. We don't know where they are. Not a clue. No tracking where these people are. They're not citizens. So that's another problem that we're having. And then we thought, well, it's just China doing it. Well, we also found out it wasn't just China interfering in our elections as well. It was India and Russia. Go figure. How'd that happen?
It's all places that will benefit from your country and our countries being fucked up in trade. Essentially, It's all trade wars.
Well, it's also to disrupt the inside of the country because it's going to permanently change demographics. Like we've imported so many bloody Muslims into our country that parts of Canada, like our facilities, are saying that we should recognize Arabic language as a third language in Canada.
Wow, I thought that's dangerous.
That is highly fucked up. I had no idea. And the French here in Canada should be upset because it used to be like we speak English and French, that kind of stuff, because there's a demographic there. The fucking Muslims are about to overtake the French here in Canada. That's disturbing. I had no idea we brought in that many people, but we did.
That is pretty nuts.
Yeah, that's pretty insane to me. And the other thing I also noticed when I go around, there's a lot more people speaking Russian. Now, or at least I thought it was Russian. Maybe it's Ukrainian. I can't really tell the difference because I'm not that cultured. But I am noticing in my travels, because I go to the gym, almost every day of the week, and I am noticing a difference in the languages of people speaking. So I'm like, that's interesting. So it's a scary time right now. So, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. Who knows what's going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, more and more information comes out, like about the corruption with Biden and stuff almost every day too.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's absolutely I don't know.
Well,
Fucking sucks.
well, and here in Canada with Trudeau, there is talk going around about criminal prosecution for Trudeau, only because he's broken the law so many times blatantly that like he should just step down as prime minister. But because he kept being in there, he kept doing shit. Things just keep piling up, and that's why a lot of it's coming back. Because it's like you can only like suppress this stuff for so long until eventually it just sort of boils up and comes back to haunt you.
Oh yeah. Well,
Mm-hmm.
imagine the next thing that's going to play a part is going to be the bird flu.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like their next gambit on potentially like trying lockdowns or weird restrictions or maybe forcing more vaccines on people that are dangerous for their health.
No, well, maybe, but the way I see it is that they're going to use it as an excuse to restrict the food because they're saying certain foods are more likely to contract bird flu, and as such, it should be restricted. One of which being meats. So they're thinking steak is more likely to do, which I thought
Oh,
is stupid.
bugs. They gotta get us eating bugs. That's the next stage.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like here in Canada, they're saying like these foods are more likely to have like the bird flu or whatever else, and could be dangerous for your health. The summertime stuff, like steaks, corns, various different types of vegetables. I think they were saying eggs. Like, oh, you mean all the fucking healthy shit that you should be eating for a healthy diet? Oh, go
Yeah.
figure. I had no idea.
Well,
Gee.
diabetes is on the rise, and diabetes makes a whole lot of money, and the stuff they want you to eat, really encourages that diabetes along.
Well, also heart attacks.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard the stuff about heart attacks lately
I
and what the
think that's
government's doing about that.
majority. I think majority of the heart attack thing is the vaccines, because
Oh
that was
yeah,
one of the big things. Was they said that I forget what the certain kind of cells.
mm-hmm.
There was a certain part of the vaccine that was supposed to stay local, but of course, you're injecting it into a circulatory system, so of course that's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess those things went in and caused swelling in the heart for all the people that took it.
Yeah, that would make sense. Although it doesn't make sense if you watch the mainstream media because they're saying various different things like too much sunlight can cause heart attacks, which is
Oh
retarded.
yeah, they were trying to blame it on gaming.
Like I remember
You
like the
know?
first yeah, that too. Like I remember the first nonsense articles that came out. They were saying that the cold, extreme cold can cause heart attacks. I thought, are you fucking kidding me? Especially in young people and athletes.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, are you insane?
It was the
But that's
spike proteins. The spike proteins didn't stay local. They infected the heart and caused it to swell.
mm-hmm.
That was what it was. Sorry.
Oh, you're not wrong. But I mean, they're trying to push a narrative that they didn't do nothing wrong.
Oh yeah. I wonder if like an automated process will put the requisite like warning. This is misinformation. Look at this website, paid for by Google, or paid for by the pharmacies, the pharmaceutical industries ad for you.
Of course, they would never lie to you.
Yeah, no.
Obviously,
It's not like they stood to make billions and billions of dollars.
I mean, it's not like given the time that's passed so far that we haven't actually cured a single disease in like what was it like 50 years? It's probably even longer than that. It's like
Yeah.
medical science has advanced so far. We've cured nothing. What like we should be at my age. Various different things should be a thing of the past. We should have already developed cures by now, and yet we haven't.
Yeah.
And it's like I've lost all faith in our medical system. It's like yeah, because what it is that they're giving you treatments that's supposed to mitigate problems but never cure it. Because if you're cured, well then you don't get they don't get that money from you.
Oh yeah, that monthly stipend really helps their budget.
Yep.
Yeah.
They rather.
Yeah,
The
well,
amount of money
Chris
you gotta
Rock,
spend on diabetes stuff. I mean, with clients that are diabetic, is insane.
Yep.
yeah, no, Chris Rock of all people mentioned it like on one of his stand-up specials. He's like, they're not going to cure anything. He's like, there's no money here. They're going to figure out how to make you live with it,
Yep.
so they can keep selling you the drugs and stay alive and fucking.
And if
you
your
know,
life is
if you're
shorter,
you're
then
done.
that doesn't
No
really
more
matter.
money
That's
to
not
be
their
made.
problem, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, there's always going to be plenty enough people that are living with chronic disease that it more than makes up for, the maintenance instead of an actual cure.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
like probably fucking 100 times as much money to be made by the pharmaceutical companies, even if people live 10, 20 years less, just because, again, all of them aren't getting just a one-time cure and being done. They have to take the medicine fucking constantly to stay alive. You
Yep.
know?
Oh yeah.
Because he mentioned AIDS specifically. He's like, they're not going to cure. They're going to find a way to make you live with it.
Oh yeah, I
What the-
remember that bit. He's like, they're never gonna cure AIDS.
Yeah.
Nope,
Yeah,
they
they're going
don't.
to find a way to make you live with it, and that sure the fuck is what happened.
Well,
Yeah, there's no cure, but
I was watching a video talking about like the AIDS virus back in the day, and I was actually surprised because, of course, Dr. Fauci was in charge of that whole operation, trying to do something. And they were saying, "Oh yeah, we need to have you the exact same playbook that they did for the coronavirus." It's like, "Oh yeah, we need to lock down. You can't have contact. You need to social distance because we don't know how it's spreading exactly." And then they wanted you to have they want you to take a vaccine, and get shots every like 2 years or something like that. That way we can stamp out the AIDS virus. That was the whole thing. But back then, people were a lot more skeptical of the pharmaceutical industry, so it didn't take. So it's like nobody cares anymore. It's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. And even now, like people who get AIDS, I mean, they're living with it. Even back when they were saying that it would kill you, didn't really kill you. Wasn't that big a deal.
Well, there was a guy on Rogan that made a really, really good argument for it being primarily a gay disease related to drug use.
Yeah, I could see that.
It was basically like
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
throw
well,
in the
again, yeah, the way
promiscuity
it's
and the
transmitted.
more likelihood of blood and stuff being traded.
yeah,
You know.
yeah, because it's going to be like through like a tear in the skin, and yeah, guys getting their assholes fucked is going to generally cause at least tiny little tears on occasion. So you get any of that fluid into that, and obviously drug use, sharing needles and shit like that.
Yeah, and there's
But
a lot of
yeah,
unprotected
it's
sex
not
because,
fucking-
despite the fact that there's
Yeah,
like
guys
all
are-
sorts of stuff you can get, it's like, it feels better and you don't have to worry about pregnancy.
Yeah, it's two guys, so yeah,
And the anal sex thing just sort of
no
makes
pregnancy
sense.
happening.
Yeah, and the anal sex thing just makes sense because that part of the body is pretty dirty anyways. So
Yeah, a lot of bacteria and stuff down there.
yeah, that makes total sense.
Which is not to say, people shouldn't do it or something. I don't give a shit, but it's a fair point to say that might be something that you have to be very careful about, and you should be more respectful of the dangers potential.
Indeed. Well, this is a fun topic.
Yeah. I just kind of fucking. I don't think there's anything else to say, is there?
I mean, we all survived the apocalypse, apparently.
Oh, are we having another apocalypse? I didn't know.
Oh, during the last eclipse?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. And they're gonna sacrifice red cows and all sorts of weird shit. Yeah. There was a lot of people that were like, when the lights go off, they're not going back on. It's like, we're not going to have an apocalypse.
Yeah.
We're not that fucking interested.
Well, honestly, I think the whole apocalypse thing was just a conspiracy theory to try and rail people up and everything. The nice thing about it all being absolute bullshit, it's like everyone go all excited over nothing, and so now then when all this other bullshit comes about, we won't be so interested.
Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe that's a good idea. That's a good yeah.
So it's like, yeah, there's some positives to people freaking out. So now we can all
Yeah,
calm
make
down.
them all freak out. Fuck them.
Yeah. Well, I think every now and then you need a bit of a freak out. It's like a giant April Fool's joke. That
Yeah.
way you can calm down, and then you'll next time something else happens, like your buddies can look at you and say, like, Harvey, remember Y2K? Calm down. It's not a
Yeah.
big deal. Because the other thing, the example to think about, so you think back to the coronavirus, it's like it wasn't that big a deal. So now the joke's all on us that everyone was freaking out, myself included. Although, in my defense, in regards to that, you have to remember the last time we had a great big virus was like the Spanish flu that wiped out a huge amount of the population, and that was no joke.
Well, the thing is regardless of whether it's a mild or an extreme situation, we're gonna have diseases, and you can't just shut everything down. Like it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah, well,
bad for us. It's bad for our economy. The long term negatives far and away outweigh the short term deaths.
mm-hmm.
You know, like it's just it's terrible.
Mm, yeah, yeah. That's one thing. If it's something like Ebola, that's also communicable. You know what I mean? Where there's like a 50 plus percent mortality rate, like that would kind of that would make sense. But yeah, for the numbers you're talking about, yeah,
Yep.
shutting everything down for it was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, like the spike in like teen suicides alone is just disturbing. You know, like
Yeah.
there's no upside to any
Yeah.
of this shit.
Well, not like they really care. They would prefer that the population go down anyway, because these are all the same people who would say the world's overpopulated. It's like, yeah, like hell it is.
Well, why is it up to them to make that decision? You know, that doesn't make I don't. And none of us agreed to that.
No, but then again, I mean, the way they see it, it's like, okay, well, we can't stop people from having sex, but I mean, we can mitigate it. We can just sort of say, yeah, it's better to just, be an independent woman who don't need no man. So, like, go get your tubes tied. Here's free condoms that we're going to give out to every school out in the country. It's like, right, okay, that's not
Yeah.
that's not healthy.
All right. There's got to be something less
Less depressing.
depressing. Oh,
Um,
did you hear about the whole American Society of Magical Negroes movie?
yeah, I saw it with gaming the other day.
Oh, you actually watched the film?
Yeah,
The whole movie?
it's
I got 20 minutes in and I was like, I fuck it, I'm done. I love bad movies, but this is just really
my
fucking offensive
Tapping out.
and bad. Like it was just, oh
my
my
theory
god.
is my theory is that and this is the other thing, like you can't find out how much they spent on the making of this movie.
15
I
million.
think, oh, was it? Yeah, my
There
thinking
was
was
an
the
article
budget.
we found. It took a
Oh,
while.
good. So my thinking is like they started off with the concept and they already filmed it, and then they did some test screenings and it did not go well, and they realized that
Which,
they
you've seen the movie and I've seen 20 minutes. That was
so
definitely something there was
well,
no doubt about.
see, like, and the reason why I say that is because if you like, okay, so the first half they see all this magical stuff, and it's actually not. It's interesting. Like it would have been better as a comedy, in my opinion, but it started off kind of interesting. But then the second half, the one that you didn't go through, kind of good. It was boring as fuck. It was like a like a romance something or other between like the black guy and there's like a love triangle thing going on because
Oh yeah. The
yeah the
whole
two yeah, the two guys wanted to date the one girl, and then they had all they had this back and forth love triangle nonsense, and then ended with some racist rant about how like, oh yeah, I'm just here because I'm a diversity hire. It's like, well, yeah.
like
So
in that case it was the literal truth though, right? I'm assuming because it was some sort of office, and this
yep,
dude was like a fucking artist. So like
yep,
I'm assuming he didn't have like credentials for any of the fucking jobs. Like Or they didn't establish that in the film, at least.
So yeah, the general premise of the film is that because they say like when white people get upset,
They
they
murder
blame
black people.
exactly.
They just
So what they
become
do,
uncontrollable and start killing the Negroes.
so they find particularly white, interesting white folks that are like influential in culture. Yeah, like might be up for a promotion or something, and you want to make sure they're as happy as possible. So they essentially assign powerful white people a personal black person
Yeah.
to be their hype man, if you will. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what this guy is. So, but he doesn't like it because he fell in love with the woman, and the white guy's in love with the woman. But yeah,
They basically hire them out. Basically, they're slaves.
yeah,
Like
it's
their entire existence is intended to make that other person happy for no real reward.
if they were to pitch this as like a dark comedy or something, I think it would have been fantastic. But they didn't because they don't have balls, and neither did the main character, who was a fucking beta male simp, who is
Oh yeah, I
such.
was telling Detroit they found the most effeminate, like, woman-like man I've ever seen in a film.
This guy, if he
Michael
wants
Cera
that,
looks like Schwarzenegger.
if this
Next to
guy
this
wants
guy.
any, if this guy wants to be taken seriously as any kind of an actor, he needs to be a fucking serial killer, murderer, rapist, or whatever for his next 3 films to change his identity, so that way he at least has some semblance of a man. Because my God, this movie busted his balls, and he was such a fucking beta simp. And the other annoying thing is that the only other movie I know him from was Detective Pikachu, where he played as like some young guy who gets a Pikachu Pokemon, but then he's played by Ryan Reynolds, and Detective Pikachu essentially steals the entire movie from him.
Oh yeah.
So the guy gets cucked in his own movie, and he's playing a fucking beta male simp in that one as well. It's like, good lord, this guy.
Yeah, he
He's
was
had,
so mediocre. I'm amazed he found work after that film.
my God. Well, I think because he was young, and so they gave him a chance. But then this
Oh yeah.
was not.
Pac-Man.
Yeah, this is not the movie for him. Like, this guy, he needs something to at least have the semblance of a man. Like, dude, take some protein, go to the gym.
Him being in love with a woman is very unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't believe he has any balls at all. So this guy, yeah, it was not a good movie. The concept was not great. Luckily, I was doing some commissions at the time, so I'm just drawing. Dude, this is so fucking boring. But yeah, it was a terrible movie. It only made like $2 million or $5 million in theaters, because it only had like, it was only in theaters. It was only in like theater
2.4.
2.4.
Yeah,
Okay, my
2.4.
bad.
Yeah, it was only in movie theaters for like a week, and then they just pulled it down. It's such a bad movie. Oh, the title. Yeah,
I don't know how anybody greenlit that in the first place, just based on the title alone.
some sort of diversity hire. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It was humiliating. It's the kind of movie you get embarrassed by.
That's why Universal didn't directly produce it. I'm sure.
Or if they did, they probably stepped back and went, we'll be like, I don't know, co-production. We won't, put our names on it. I think most people were so offended by this movie. I think they want a memory hole. It's so bad. It's not good.
Yeah, it was definitely not just racist against white people. Like, it was racist against black people too. Like, it painted black people as just like simpering sissy little bitches. Like, it was so ridiculous. It was so fucking racist and white and black people, which was impressive, in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, they gotta be impressed by something.
Well, I mean, if you've managed to achieve the level of racism where, like, you just literally hate every race, that's pretty cool. Like, you would have thought at least one of those would have to be supreme.
Yeah, you almost want to be like, hey, well done. That's not an easy thing to do.
I know, right?
Impressive.
It is impressive in many ways. My God, it was woo! It was a thing. It was a thing. I wouldn't recommend seeing it.
No, I got through
It's
20 minutes and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do the rest of this film.
yeah. I mean, the other movie that I had a hard time getting through was that last Batman movie with Pat. Was it not Patton Oswalt? It was the guy who was
Oh, I
in
know what you're
Twilight.
talking about. Yeah, I got like 10 or 15 minutes in and just was done.
It doesn't get any better than that. My God, I don't know why this was a 2 hour movie. They easily could cut an entire hour out of it. It was so boring.
I think if they hadn't made it Batman, it would have been better somehow because Batman has a certain level of action and crazy hijinks that you expect. Whereas if this had just been billed as
Yeah, a
just
lot of
some
fun
regular
gadgets.
detective film, it would have been like, oh yeah, it's just a detective movie. Those are normally slower paced.
Well, it also didn't help that when they portrayed Bruce Wayne, he was just some moody emo kid. He's like, "Oh, I can't go out. Oh, Alfred, I'm so depressed." Like, dude, you're fucking Bruce Wayne. Fucking Bruce Wayne it up.
Yeah,
Bru-
where's that legendary willpower and machismo and
Like
stoicism?
Bruce Wayne is just as important to the story as Batman,
Yeah.
and,
Oh yeah.
and that's part of the reason why we like it.
Yeah, yeah. The whole billionaire playboy thing is yeah, pretty fucking cool.
So
I mean, some
somebody who
people,
Interesting
literally
character.
has access to anything they want at any time just for the fun of it, but is so driven by his personal pain and his sense of honor and justice that he is willing to devote his entire life strictly to like fighting crime. That's a pretty crazy character. Yeah, you definitely have to have the Bruce Wayne to balance it.
that sort of reminds me. You guys remember like Tony Stark, Iron Man, and he's kind of
Yeah,
like Batman, except bit of an alcoholic and all that. I remember hearing the story of Stan Lee when they were working on Iron Man, and they wanted to create a guy. This was always supposed to be like a throwaway character. They wanted to create a guy who was such an asshole, who's just a misogynistic asshole who's always drinking and treat women like sex objects, that kind of stuff. He's such a fucking piece of shit. That's why when like shit happens to him, it's like good. Fucking, I hope you get your shit kicked in. And that's supposed to be it. It was supposed to be a one-off thing. And what surprised Stan Lee and a lot of other people, women fucking love Tony Stark.
Oh yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah, they were shocked. Like he was shocked. He's like, "Wait, I wanted to create something that you would hate, and you love him." He did not see that one coming. Like, yeah, oh, assholes are popular. Okay. Which I'm like, well, I mean, it's a woman. What do you expect?
It's it's like there's this dark fantasy that a lot of women have because I know that a lot of romance novels, which is what more the kind of porn that women go for than men. Like men like the visual, women like the intellectual, the mental more
Mm-hmm.
tends to be.
Mhm.
Most of the sexual encounters are extremely close, if not just straight up rape, in a lot of those romance novels.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy how many women have like this weird borderline rape kink.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard that numerous times.
Yeah,
And a lot of women particularly like it. So go figure. And some will
oh, and
say
then
it.
there's that anti-birth control push right now because people are finally figuring out that like the hormones that you get when you take like the birth control pills actually cause women to be attracted to more effeminate men
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to being attracted to like more masculine, actual manly men.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Well,
is weird, and I would never have thought of that, but it kind of makes sense because if you're not feeling like you want to make a baby, then like you would want somebody
well,
who's going to care for the child in a way that's more like beneficial to your, keeping the tribe together kind of thing.
Hormonally, when
Yeah, making
women,
the men more maternal than the women.
well, when women, as far as I can tell, like when women want like a guy, they want him to be aggressive and all that kind of stuff, a protector, that kind of thing. And then the birth control pill comes in and it fools the body into thinking that it's already pregnant, which is one of the things that it sort of does.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, you don't need, Mr. Machismo. You need someone to help you take care of the kids. And so it's like that makes sense in that sense. So it's like, well, same thing like when women already have kids, they get, they have hormones change and all that kind of stuff. They don't need you to be super aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once they get the kid, the body changes, and then their priorities change with them. And then hormonally, I mean, women change over time anyways. I mean, if you get a woman in her 20s, she's not going to be the same person in her 30s, and definitely not the same person in her 40s. Apparently, that like women in their 40s, that's when they change they had the most drastic change. So, yeah.
Yeah, I do remember the immediate change when my buddy got married to his wife. Like it just went immediately to like weird, unhealthy, controlling. It was
For
very
what?
strange when my friend got married.
I know, but who's the one who got controlling? His wife or
The
him?
wife, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Suddenly, like they had a bedtime. He couldn't stay up and hang out anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird. It was like she turned into his mom. It was a very strange thing.
Well, part of the reason for that is because she doesn't want to compete anymore. Because once you had your kid, because if you still act like you're Mr. Machismo and all that, then they get uncomfortable because it's like other women will still find that attractive, and so women will often sabotage their guys. Make them put on weight, that kind of stuff.
Because now that they've got him, I see.
Yeah, they don't see women get lazy. They don't want to maintain appearances to keep the relationship going. They want to have it's kind of like job security in a lot of ways. If you're
To be
unattractive,
fair, nobody really does. Like everybody's like, oh man, I could work out a little bit less.
I mean, sure, you could do that, but it's better if you just
Oh
keep
no,
it going.
I'm not saying it's not healthier to keep working out. I'm saying most people are kind of like, yeah, I'll take a break now.
Yeah, and some people do, and that'll happen as you get older. But it's best to keep some momentum going,
Much as you
and
can.
and of course, like women, they'll come up with 1,001 excuses. They'll see you getting in shape, and they don't like that because other women are going to find that attractive. The other thing is that men get more attractive as they get older because guys that are like in their 30s to 40s, they seem like, oh yeah, you got your life together, you're still alive to this point, you're not homeless. Also, if you have a wedding ring, it's like, okay, so you have money, you can take care of family, and other women do find that attractive. Younger women find it more comforting to have an older guy because it reminds them of their father. Because their father always had money and provided a certain lifestyle when you were a kid, and they kind of want to maintain that lifestyle into their other years, so they would like that.
Yeah.
So if they could take you away from your wife or whatever, yeah, I mean they'll do it. How the hell I was gonna try something like that. I'm trying to find a ring that I can wear to pretend like I'm married, but can't find one in my size apparently.
Oh, that's
So,
weird. You have like a weird
yeah,
ring size.
I didn't think so, but apparently. So I don't know. My thing is, maybe I'll find a pawn shop and I'll look at men's rings then. I mean, there are like I had like a couple of cheap ones I bought off of Amazon, and they sent me the wrong size. It was like 3 sizes too big, so I tried to get it exchanged, and then they don't respond. Like I've
Oh
come to
no.
realize there's just some things I'm not going to get off of Amazon. They've done that to me a few times. Like the rings, I've gotten 2 rings. One was like a cool little ring that spins with like dwarven runes. I thought, okay, so I wear this for nerds and game night or whatever. But like that's like a couple sizes too small. And then I got the ring that's supposed to be like a fake wedding ring. It's like that's a couple sizes too big. And I tried to exchange both of them, and Amazon wouldn't do it, or whoever the seller was on Amazon. So like, fuck it. I'm done buying that kind of shit off Amazon. Same thing with like I
You
bought
do
like a
have to be
new.
really careful on Amazon. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking stuff like that. I was looking for chairs, because I wanted to switch chairs, and then I finally started looking into reviews once I found some that matched the proportions that I needed.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look in the reviews, and like all the chairs were too small for normal people, like normal Americans. Like they're made for people like 5'8".
Yeah.
And so it was like they were like, yeah, if you're like 5'8", this is going to be the best chair you've ever had. If you're anything over that, do not buy this chair. It's more for a child than for an adult if you're in America.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And so it was like it's like, oh, all the chairs they sell are like that. And I was like, oh no.
Same thing with clothes. I'm not like, okay, I've gotten like underwear off of Amazon, and it's fine. It's like, okay, that I trust. I've gotten a few shirts. Yeah, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah,
Usually,
you get like different sizes. It's like you order this shit, and it's like you get like 3 or 4 different colors of the same shirt because that's how guys roll. We're not complicated. We're not buying like all the different kind of shirts that are available out there.
well, like one of my buddies, he used to be in the military, and he told me like, hold on to those button-up shirts that you get off Amazon. They're like a couple sizes too small. Keep those and have them on you, and turn it into your party trick. Because apparently, if you try to flex and the buttons pop off, apparently it's super attractive to women. And it's kind of shit you see in the movies, but if you see it in real life, it fucking gets your motor rolling. And he said he tries it, works every fucking time. Like, holy shit, okay. But it only works best if you keep going to the gym. So like that's my motivation. It's like, okay, let's see if this works. Because I did buy a button-up shirt off of Amazon. It just barely fits. But the problem is that because I've been going to the gym, the arms are way too tight on me now. Because apparently I've been bulking up. Because when I first put it on, like I couldn't quite get it on because I was a little bigger.
A
little fatter. I was a little fatter when I...
The little flex in there.
Yeah. Well, like I said, when I first got it, was my gut was a bit bigger. Since I've been losing weight, I tried it again, and it does go on, but now the arms are too small. It's like, fuck. I didn't think I was bulking up that much in the arms, but apparently I am, because it fit just fine before, but now it's way too tight.
Oh, are you working only the glamour muscles?
No.
Nothing but like biceps,
No. I'm working out the other ones.
Right,
it's
have
just
you ever seen the arm wrestlers? The guys that actually do that, where they only work their like one arm, and it's just massive.
I have seen those.
Yeah.
It's kind of hilarious. No, what I'm like, there are certain muscles that are connected. Like if I do the chest workout, I have to use my arms to do that, so the arms bulk up. And same thing with the back. So front and back, it always works out the arms. So.
Yeah, as long as there's at least like 1 in 3 days for like the muscles to rest.
Yep. Although I had to change it up somewhat because my main focus right now is supposed to be just losing the weight. So like my problem is like okay, I'll do like intermittent fasting. So it's like I'll have like one meal and then I don't eat anything else for the rest of the day or the night or whatever, and that's fine. Except if I go to the gym and I work out, I get fucking hungry. Like, dude, the hunger is intense. So, like, I have to eat something. So if I want to do intermittent fasting, I have to not work out that hard and just focus on. I'll go to the gym. I'll go on the treadmill. Maybe do some light weights, but not really. Oh, but dude, the hunger hits so hard.
The hunger.
Chocolate milk. Chocolate milk's a big fucking, very popular for after.
Yeah.
Apparently. Has been for a while, I think.
It is. The problem with chocolate milk is that there's a fair bit of sugar, and that breaks up my keto diet, so I can't have it. Nah.
Yeah, my son does it. He drinks a lot of chocolate milk. He goes to the gym a lot.
Oh man, I fucking love chocolate milk. I totally have that. I actually have like a chocolate flavored protein powder, and it doesn't really taste like chocolate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, isn't there a keto product that's chocolatey, milky kind of like thing? I would assume, but yeah.
Yeah, I do have a protein powder, but it's more like chocolate in fragrance and slight flavor, but not really. It's not really there. So the best thing I do, because I got like the cooking chocolate, that it's like really really dark chocolate. and so I just sort of
baker's chocolate.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll put in some cream, and I'll melt that chocolate in, and I might put in some. I got some artificial sweetener or monk fruit sweetener. I'm sorry, and I'll put some of that in for flavor, and then I'll add in the protein powder and shit that into a glass. It's actually not bad.
Oh, nice.
So like there are sweet workarounds, but I mean I'm still limited in
Oh
what I
yeah,
can
like
do.
I found the easiest thing to make the keto that was like a dessert or a sweet was cheesecake.
Yeah, cheesecake is good.
Cheesecake is probably the easiest because like you can the strong flavor of the cream cheese like really covers a lot of the fake sugar kind of stuff.
Yep.
It can be very forgiving, especially if you're also adding like a little bit of berries or something. Like that can be really nice.
I'm adding so like there's these keto syrups I can get at the supplement place. So there's a strawberry syrup and like a pancake syrup.
Oh,
And
okay, cool.
oh yes, it's a lifesaver. So like when I get that sweet craving, there is a recipe for keto pancakes. They're actually kind of good. You add a little bit of sweetener to it. It's quite nice by itself, but then you get the syrup and that adds to it. And as for the strawberry syrup, I mix that in. It's for my keto ice cream, which I'll have to make some more of that later today because I got some strawberries that need to get used up. So yeah, cut up some strawberries, some a little bit of cream, strawberry syrup. I even have some strawberry extract that I squirt in there, and then yeah, there we go. And that a couple drops of red food coloring because no matter how much strawberry stuff I added to it, it just doesn't get that nice pink color.
Oh yeah, the color that you want. Okay, yeah. I kind of forget sometimes that like part of people enjoying their food is the
Color.
visual of the food.
Yeah, it's a factor, to say the least. There is a I need to get some mint stuff to try out some mint ice cream. I probably shouldn't do that, but I'm gonna because I actually really like mint.
Mint, yeah, mint is
Yeah,
good.
mint ice cream. It's not good for you because mint. Apparently, we found out that mint actually can help in lowering your testosterone. So
Really?
yeah, mint as a herb is actually not good for you in the slightest. Like for men in particular. I had no idea, but yeah, apparently it has its problems.
I never heard that. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, doing the whole diet stuff because I keep looking up recipes and everything. I keep learning more shit. It's like I miss bread. I fucking love bread, but you can't have it on keto. And I
Oh
just kept
yeah.
looking. Yeah, so I kept looking up how I
I've
make like a
seen a lot
keto.
of keto breads out there, but I don't know if they're like legitimate, like good for you.
It's mostly just whipped eggs with almond flour. There's really not much to them. But
Huh.
yeah. But as I was looking up the keto breads and different recipes, I was learning about how bread it's all of its like downsides and shit. Like apparently the yeast creates mucus throughout the body, and that mucus can create all kinds of problems. It even creates mucus in the brain, believe it or not, and that can add to like brain fog and daydreaming. So
Ah, okay.
so yeah, yeast is like a terrible thing to have in you.
Oh, good to
Wow.
know.
Yeah, I'm learning all this shit as I go, so it's fascinating.
Yeah, I know that like what is it? Soy milk is supposed to be bad for you. Like soy has progesterone or something in it.
Yeah, I don't know how bad that is. I can only speculate on that. How's your dog doing today, Qua?
All right. Why do you ask?
It just sounds like someone's having a little.
I'm trying to whisper, dude.
No,
I thought I was whispering and it wasn't picking up. Sorry,
No,
guys.
we definitely
All right,
heard
I'll
all
stop.
of that. No.
yeah, heard every little embarrassing little you baby girl.
Get me in trouble, Bobby. Just get me in trouble. Now you must die. Now you must die.
Yeah, we took a
All right, I'll stop then. No, I was really trying to talk like really soft. I really thought it wasn't getting picked up, dude. All right. Did you say something sooner, you fucker?
Yeah. Oh.
Fucking asshole.
I kept waiting for you to mute yourself, but apparently it wasn't out. Yeah, no, Discord, it's actually pretty good at picking up whispers. And no, it
Yeah.
cancels me out.
Differentiating them from like actual background noise.
Yeah,
You
it's
fuckers.
better. Yeah, it's better than I thought it would be.
All right. Lesson learned. Yeah, no, I've been play fighting with. That was.
I could tell.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Well,
Yeah.
you gotta hang out and play with the dogs, man. You can't just they're
Yeah,
not
puppy
like
doesn't
roommates.
have-
They're not gonna take care of themselves. You gotta like interact with your pets.
Yeah. Plus, again, he doesn't have any other dogs to play fight with, so I got to play fight with him.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. The
Yeah,
dogs
well,
do like
especially-
to play fight with each other.
Yeah, and it's especially as it starts getting hot around and so to get some energy expended for him. Because again, I could keep having him chase his toys or whatever, but yeah, pretty much after it gets above like 70, it's almost too hot for him. So by the time early summer or really like late fucking spring, it's way too hot for a golden in the sun. So yeah, I start doing a lot of play fighting with him. So you get some energy burnt.
Yeah, and you really do because they are working breeds.
Yeah, they have an insane amount of energy, dude. Yeah, it freaks me out, dude. Because like sometimes I'll keep them overnight, and it'll be like I thought he got a decent amount of exercise during the day, and then it's like 10 o'clock, and he gets super fucking hyper again. I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh
great.
yeah.
Like I obviously didn't burn enough energy. Yeah, although they sometimes do that when they're overtired, so it might be that. Like sometimes they get overtired, they get like a crazy adrenaline boost or something.
Oh, I wonder if the
That might be
timing
what it
is like a hunting cycle. Like not strictly nocturnal, but like in the evening and in the morning when most of the other prey would be running around getting like their food and their water because it's not as hot.
Yeah, it makes sense. Plus, with the sun playing, you could probably come in, so it's harder to see if you're coming from the sun side at them or something, too, when it's low on the horizon.
Yeah, if you pick the right way.
Indeed. Yeah, so if you're coming from the east in the morning, probably plays into it, I would imagine.
Yeah, yep, makes sense. Oh, did you guys hear about the Planet Fitness thing in, I believe it's in North Carolina?
No, what happened?
So a guy went into a women's locker room at a Planet Fitness and was exposing himself to everybody. And when asked to leave, was just, oh no, I'm transgender, but he's just walking around naked, like intentionally, like exposing his penis to everyone in the room, like walking around by them and stuff for like long periods of time. So they somebody called the police and they arrested him, and he's now facing charges for exposure to a minor. And it was just kind of refreshing. It was like, oh, well, that's what should happen. I wonder why we haven't been like mad that it hasn't happened in all the other cases where that happens.
Yeah, why are we always getting mad?
Who could have saw this coming, besides anybody with a fucking brain?
Yeah, I wonder why people keep getting mad at the women for being upset. Like, why would you do that? That's so stupid. Of course they're upset. Why wouldn't you be?
It's just nice to see the police actually doing something to follow the law in regards to these like special classes that get all these special treatment. Because clearly that guy is not transgender. He's just a pervert. And he wants to show his dick to a bunch of women and little kids.
Yeah.
Because he gets off on it.
Yeah, if he has his, if he gets his cock fashioned into a vagina, yeah, then that's enough. You go in there naked, whatever. But any commitment less than no.
Yeah, no. I say if they really feel the need to cater to those kind of people, just make a third locker room, and that's where all the perverts can go to hang out with each other, you know? So they're not bothering the men and they're not bothering the women.
Yeah,
Bigot.
Yep.
indeed. Transphobe.
It keeps happening, and it's like, but it should also, like, the thing that I'm
Transphobic.
confused about is now is like, why didn't any of these so-called female athletes in the high schools or the colleges get arrested? Like, they were going into women's locker rooms and
Yeah.
exposing themselves. Like, that was, I don't think it matters like
Yeah.
what your reasoning is. If you're walking around naked with your dick hanging out in a women's locker room, I think you should go to jail. Like, that's a
You
pretty
think?
reasonable fucking expectation.
Reasonable.
Yeah,
Huh.
it would be funny, dude, if it turned out that that was their main motivation for doing it was to like see women naked. Like, you know what I mean? Like this whole time,
Oh yeah,
great athlete, but if I was competing against women, I'd win. It'd be funny if that wasn't actually the main focus, like
oh
the
yeah,
main
yeah,
reason
yeah.
they were doing it.
If it was
They were
just
just
because
doing
they
it
were
because they
like,
wanted to
I
see,
just love
like,
to see naked
yeah,
ladies.
they're like, yeah, all these athletes are in great shape, man. They got great bodies. I get to see them naked. Yeah, this,
That
dominating in
would
sport is
almost be
nice, but
like more respectable.
yeah, I'd be more willing to forgive. I'd be more understanding, certainly.
Yeah,
I'd be like, okay, it's still gross, still creepy, but yeah, that's more forgivable, certainly,
yeah, it's
than
pretty
just beating up
gross.
on women. Pretending you're a woman athlete.
That is pretty crazy. Yeah, I never thought of that, but yeah, that would be a lot more tolerable.
Bigots. The whole lot of you bigots.
Yeah, really, we're gonna get canceled.
Probably. About time.
Oh, hey, I think I've mentioned this before, but like my dog loves to hump blankets and shit, right? So he'll
Yeah.
bring up the blanket to me and like he'll have it in his mouth. I grab it and I'll kind of pull it up. He'll kind of jump up, wrap his arms around it. In the last few days, for some reason, I'm finding it really fucking funny to say no eye contact. Like as he starts humping, I say out loud to the dog, "No eye contact."
Oh man, you're making it even
Sorry, I
weirder.
just started. Yeah, yeah, dude, just fucking. Never mind. I probably
It's
shouldn't share
already
that.
weird.
I'm
I
gonna
get
bring
it.
it as a joke.
Well, no.
Yeah, and the
It's already
fact that
weird. That's like a
no
good
one
joke
else
to
can
like
hear it.
make it feel like
Yeah,
more comfortable.
yeah, yeah. Go even further with it. Yeah, and the fact that only the dog hears me is a nice little bonus.
True. Oh
So it's
man.
pretty much exclusively for my entertainment alone.
San Francisco is actually trying to force businesses to stay open. I haven't watched the video, so I'm not sure what
Oh,
exactly
it's
is going
already.
on, but that's the headline. I just was like, big surprise.
Yeah, I saw. I didn't get to watch that one either, but I saw it. Yeah. Like, yeah. Like, I
Well, I
wonder if
mean,
they're gonna
it's the
just like
same
make.
old thing. It's not really
I
that
guess we don't
new.
have any in San Francisco anymore.
I'm
Like, I feel
assuming
like they
it's
just pull out all of their stores, right?
yeah. Well,
That
there
seems
there
what's
was already
most
an
likely to happen.
issue with a mall that was forced to stay open, despite the fact that they no longer were having any business because the stores in the mall had all left. Like they were forced to stay open, so
Oh
they just would
yeah.
put like cheap, you know, cheap print art, like posters that are basically posters in frames in the empty stores, and
Mm.
just like there was like a couple of small stores that were still open in there. And it was just like that's nutty. Like this, they're not allowed to close their business. Like what the fuck? Why is the
Yeah, like they have to
city the one that
operate at a
gets to make that
huge
call?
loss.
Like I understand
Wow.
if it's like you have to build your business in the proper like area of the city and you have to follow the building codes and the environmental stuff, but like if your business isn't making money anymore and it's losing money, you should be able to close it like right
Oh,
then
shit.
and just walk away. Like that's kind of
Yeah.
how it's supposed to work.
I think part of the reason, if I had to speculate, is that they might be having to declare like some sort of emergencies or something if the country's or if the state is shutting down, or businesses or whatever else. Because it's like if you have to shut down, I mean, there's got to be something you could do to save them. That's pretty intense.
Well, the easiest way to save the businesses in San Francisco is the same as the one all over California. It's arrest people for shoplifting and put them in jail for shoplifting and stop allowing it. Like right now, it's essentially perfectly legal for people to steal. So instead of being able to call the police, businesses have had to go to the point where they've just built everything into like safes that they open and give you the product from. Like they become like walking through like weird, like everything's behind locked doors in a store at this point, pretty much.
Yeah, everything's in locked cases. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure there's video on the internet. That's why we started ordering our stuff to get like brought out to the car when the pandemic hit, because my mom was like panicking. And what we've done, we just kept doing it because it's so much more convenient and it's so much less pleasant going into the store with all the security features now. Because it's just gross to like, it feels weird walking around like you're in a jail almost.
Yep. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, do they even, I wouldn't even let the fucking customers handle the product up. Because again, what if you get them to get it out of there? Like, oh, okay, all right, I got it, thanks. And then they just take off with it at that point. You know what I mean?
What they're predicting the eventual way that stores fully remodel and just like the model that's going to be probably the most popular going forward is you would go into the store and there would be like a security wall between you and anybody, like workers, anybody, right? And you would go up to like a little kiosk and you would tap in on your little kiosk. You'd make your order for what you're going to buy that day. Scrolling with you like a little iPad kind of thing on a little stand. And then you would be allowed one at a time back in to go pick them up from like a counter where everything is just handed over the counter to you. So like essentially robots or people would go pick the products. Outcome. Yeah, you wouldn't be allowed to go browse all the products on the shelves.
Mm-hmm. I would think they'd have because I think Walmart already has a whole thing where you can kind of virtually tour the store. I would imagine that if everybody just adopted that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, if you
maybe
go to
like
the
augmented
in the
reality,
front and do a little virtual walk through the store on the kiosk pad, that would be, and then tap on the things on the screen wherever they are. Oh, I want that I see over there in that corner. And then it'll tell you whether or not they've got it, and you can buy it if you want, or whatever or not, or whatever at the price. It's bad for us if it happens because it's good for us to have everything on shelves because then we can see all the different companies that are producing whatever product we're trying to buy. There's 6 different brands of chili. You can look at all 6 of them, pick up the can, look at the back, compare the prices all at one time. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's bad when it's all digital.
Here's what I'm imagining that's going to happen after all that. The people that are paying for the products and walking out start getting robbed.
Oh, probably. That's going to happen sooner or later. And I know I don't know about others. I know there's a lot of states stand your ground laws that probably won't be an issue. But in places like California, you're really not even allowed to defend yourself. Legally, if I was walking out of a store in California and some guy came up and just started trying to grab my shit, I could probably legally try to hold on to my stuff and try not to let him grab it. But I wouldn't be allowed to beat the holy living shit out of him or shoot him with a gun, which is both should be my option at that point. In
the
a reasonable
weird,
society, that should be your option.
Yeah,
at
that
point.
weird duty to retreat bullshit.
Yeah, I'm responsible for retreating from somebody who's attacking me.
Yeah,
I'm not allowed
it's
to
so
defend myself
fucking nuts,
or fight back in
Yeah.
any way.
Yeah, that is so goddamn ridiculous, dude.
It's laws made by people that
Cannot
have never been
believe that
attacked.
made it into the law. Yeah. Or again, it's kind of what I've posited about a lot of places like California is they're like, well, this is how the world should be, so we're going to legislate like that's the way it is,
Mm-hmm.
and it's magically going to happen.
Well, it's amazing how many
Yeah,
people
it's
seem
magically
to
going
think
to
that
happen.
like the shoplifting criminals are just like the nicest people in the world. They're such poor, misunderstood little lambs, and they're just hungry.
Yeah.
And it's like, but they're stealing
Yeah, they're all
hard liquor
Robin
and
Hoods.
cigarettes and like baby formula and stuff to sell. Like they're not stealing any. They're not stealing food for their family at all. Like that's just not what's being stolen.
Yeah, non-perishable items.
Because what happens is they steal all the shit, and then they have their own little markets in their own neighborhood where they're selling the shit for less money than the store will. Because they stole it and then they resell it.
Yep.
Hey, I have to head out, so I'll talk to y'all later.
Right on. Have a good night.
Man, peace out.
I was about to say, if we've covered O.J. Simpson dying, then that's probably like the last thing we need to chat.
Yeah.
O.J. Simpson died.
Yeah, O.J. dying
at age of 76 of cancer. Whatever. He's a murderous piece of shit. So who cares? But a lot of people were like disappointed that his legacy is going to be him as a murderer, and it's like, well, then he shouldn't have killed people.
Yeah. There was one really. Not killing people.
Yeah, it's really easy.
All right, I think that covers it.
Yeah,
my son's gonna. My son's gonna be here any minute. We might as well. You bought it.